That's it. The little blue bar is on to say we're live. Today is Tuesday, the 24th of July, 2018. On the panel so far is Astral and guest, well, sort of guest, because he's part of our group, our family, is Joey Rocha from Hawaii.
Aloha Flat Earth family, aloha Karen. How's it going, everybody? Love you guys. Astral, the man, brother.
You good or what? What you been up to?
You know, lately I've just been trying to do my best to. I used to try to do a lot of, and I still do try to do a lot of education on different stuff that I think I have a good grasp on. But lately, I've kind of dropped that. Besides, we're going to talk about pyramids today, of course. But I've kind of dropped that to try to really do what Karen and all you guys are doing, which is promote other people to do what we're doing. Because I really want to win this thing. I'm out there 24/7 doing it. I have a store now, a Flat Earth clothing store. And I realize online, yeah, we're doing our thing. But in the public, these people, you know, there's still sheep out there. And they always tell me the same thing. They're like, hey, how come when you guys have your meetups, there's like 20 people only? I thought there was millions of you. Well, they don't understand. And it's embarrassing for me to say, oh, because we have clicks and this person doesn't want to, you know what I mean? So I've been trying my hardest and my darndest to really get into everybody's groups and be like, look, invite everybody on your shows. What is the difference? Who cares? Atheist, Christian, Muslim, Dome subscriber, non-Dome, NASA lies. And we got to get our free land back. And that's just something that I've been trying to gear myself towards because that's my main mission now. Look, there's other people with information way more than I got. Look at Russian Vids and Astro Thief and John Smith and no, all these people have it. So what I'm trying to do is promote what you guys are doing. And if I see a new flat earther, I share their information. I encourage them to do their own show or come on my show. That's what I've been up to, brother. Trying to follow suit with you guys.
Yeah, well, we've got to do this together, haven't we? There is no other way. We're never going to get it forward unless we do this together.
Not only that, you guys, but also my mentality too is, you know, everybody in the flat earth community in general keeps on saying, oh, we want to know what the true size of the land is. And we want to know this and that. Look, guys, it's great that we're talking about it. But until we win this thing, then we can get all the answers. Then we really can. Right now, we can't even go to Antarctica. You know, we can't do any of this stuff. So let's win first, and then we'll figure out the stuff. But we have to unite. We have to. We are really in a war against disgusting people.
Yeah.
Right, I was talking to Karen earlier about that, actually, you know, that we need to, last few days, actually, as well, subscribe to people, you know, so that we can clump together. That's it. We need to have this unity, you know.
And it gives them confidence, too, you know what I mean? When you're talking and you got people saying, hey, good job, go for it. I just subscribed, you know, you feel like.
You imagine, Joe, if you imagine, right, when you were younger and you was going to a party or something, you didn't just go in there alone, did you? I mean, most people would be like, oh, are you coming with me? Coming with me, guys, or what? You know, and then you would walk in with like your 2 or 3 mates or whatever. Unity is strength, you know, and that's it. You know, it's just, yeah.
Amen. Yeah. Amen. And people say, I don't need that. I don't need that. They're lying. You need it. We all need it.
It's a bit bad when we're all segregating in flat earth, isn't it, really? It's like segregation. It's the same thing all over again in the flat earth bit. We're trying to come together.
I think that's a thing of the past, actually. It's just like we still have the remnants of it. But if you look now, because I'm always on all the groups, it's really a thing of the past. It was kind of a trendy thing for a little bit. You know, people accusing other flat earthers was the trendy thing. And now it's kind of calmed down because, you know, whatever, we go through our phases. We went through the 3rd grade with calling each other transgenders and shills and everything, using those ad hominem comments. And now we're growing up and hopefully we're in high school or college at least. And we're saying, look, we're all brothers and sisters here. What is our common goal? They're lying to us. They're oppressing us. Well, let's work together and get those, and let's get our rights back. That's what it's all about. We got to get our rights back. They stole our land. They're charging us for it. They're killing our children. They're vaccinating our children. They're fluoridating our water. They have crisis actors perpetuating racist act. I mean, the list goes on and on. Unite now, you fools. No, I'm just joking. Nobody's a fool. But unite now if you haven't already, because look, even with Del, I went on the show and we had a little argument, but I love Del. I respect Del and I want him to continue doing it. I don't want him to stop. I want him to continue. Because if he affects a few people, he's helping the movement. Anybody who affects people is helping the movement. But those people that are telling people not to watch other people's show, they're actually hurting the movement. So that's the only reason that I say that.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't have enough time for all that. There's too much to do to worry about. Oh, don't go on their show. Oh, don't do this. Oh, don't do. Oh, cool. What's that about?
I think what's happening is kind of like going in phases, you know. It's almost like we've started school, you know. We're not in the first year now. We're not in the second year. We're like, you'll always get that where you get people coming in and, you know, they want to be the cock of the school, don't they? They want to take over kind of thing. Or I don't know. I just think that we have this.
It's all then, isn't it?
It's like a little progressive thing, you know. It's a progression. We are, you know, there was a few, and then there was a few more, and then there'll come a few more. They'll always add to the you know, the bunk or the pile, I should say.
That dude just joined us, Astral.
Yeah, hi, Flat Earth dude. How's it going, man?
Hey, Astral. Hey, Karen. Hey, Joey.
Hello, my darling.
What's up,
Got Joey.
How's it going, brother?
man? Good, brother.
Glad you're on too, brother.
What was that?
Glad you're on, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'll interject when I got something. Right now, I just come in to say hi. Interesting stuff going on, man. I love it. I love it, love it, love it.
Hey, Flat Earth dude, can I ask you, what's your temperature there today where you are?
It's 100 Fahrenheit.
Ooh, you got it hot, man. Well, we got it hot over here in Europe. Believe it or not, we have. Oh, let me just see what that is in
Yeah, we've been talking about it, me and Astral. We even had hot air. I know that in Hawaii and America, you probably have it all the time, but the air was hot.
Yeah, it's warm.
I mean, do you know what temperature it is right now? I mean,
It's good to sweat. It's really good to sweat out a lot of these poisons that we're getting in our bodies.
I've got 76 degrees here in Denmark.
Nice.
Next week it's going to be hotter, man.
76 is perfect.
Yeah, but I mean, you've got to understand, we're in Scandinavia here.
I know you're up there.
Quite north, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We've had
That's
over 60 consecutive days with sunshine.
It's still 25 degrees. And that, if we had that in the daytime, we're happy. it's nearly 9 at the same temperature, and it was the same last night. Like we just kind of like I don't know. Anyway, I was saying to people though, I know we're going to talk about pyramids in a moment, but I don't know. We saw some work, and then everybody went on the fact that we are heading for this ice age, and I'm wondering whether we've just had a mini ice age for the last 30 years since the 80s. Not maybe you, but us. It's been so cold here. It's been so miserable. And we've had now weeks of nice weather. We just don't, you know, you could have said that in the 80s and maybe the 70s, but since then, not since then. And now we've had since May.
Well, Karen,
no.
science isn't always wrong. And they say that cow farts are a huge contributor towards global warming. Isn't that crazy? How silly is it? Isn't it silly? Science actually says that. It's so crazy. You know what I mean? That's why I throw out their ice ages, their cold, their heat, you know, the global warming, all that stuff. To me, I think it's always been this way. It always has been. That's what I think. If anything, it could be heating though, because it is hot.
Or in the sky to keep us warm for the next few months, something like that.
Could be all the chemtrails they're doing. There's a new guy that's been talking about, John Eric Rocha has been talking about, you know, everybody's talking about chemtrails. We know chemtrails to be true. Well, he's saying, you don't know what fog is, right? Or smog, you know, from all the cars and whatever, you know, if you're in a polluted area. Well, he's saying that they're cloud seeding smog to where it looks like smog or fog, but in reality, it's, you know, all kinds of harmful chemicals. So who knows what they're doing to us? We know that they'll do anything they can to us.
Don't help things, do they? I mean, you know, if they've got this heart thing, especially when all these tornadoes and things, they could probably help them direct them away. That would be a really good way of using this thing they've got. Oh no, they don't do that, do they? They just use it against our weather rather than for our weather, like helping. You know what? You can see videos on there where they actually will tell you that they did move the clouds. And there was somewhere in Australia where the rain was coming and it was going in the sea. So they used HARP to bring the rain in, and of course then the crops were fine. Now, if they were only doing it for that reason, occasionally by using these things, it'd be okay, wouldn't it? Because it's still manipulation of the weather. But I mean, they're not just using it for that. And if they could make programs and they're telling you that they do use it to modify the weather and bring the rain in and bring the rain out, whatever, then goodness knows what they're doing that we don't know. That's what I say. Anyway. Everybody's muted. Oh, everybody's muted from me.
We love listening, Karen.
We love listening to you talking. Carry on, girl. Carry on.
I finished.
You guys ready to talk about some pyramids?
Go on then, Joey.
Well, the pyramids are really easy to explain. There's ancient megalithic structures the world over. They found in China pyramids, thousands and thousands of them, that the government was having to paying people to grow trees over, so they were disguise them and camouflage them. There's Machu Picchu in Peru. There's Petra in Jordan. There's all these different types of megaliths all over the world. How did they create so many? Well, it wasn't ancient aliens. To cut to the short of it, the Giza pyramid was allowed by a scientist to look at the casings of it under an electron microscope from the antiquities director of Egypt, a French gentleman, a scientist named Dr. Davidicus. Well, anyways, what he realized under research with an electron microscope is that the casings were only 96% organic. Well, just to let you know what that other 4% was what they call filaments, other particles. So that's the same thing that you find in cement or adobe. So he scratched his head and said, oh my goodness. So he added an acid base to it, reverse engineered it, and found out the ingredients: sand, water, lime, ash, and sodium carbonate. He said to himself, oh my goodness, there's sand everywhere, water from the Nile, ashes from the burning of palm trees, lime, we know what that is. Oh my goodness. So he went out to reduplicate it. He went to Egypt. He actually reduplicated it, just exactly the same. But the cool thing is, the process that he used was exactly the process that he figured out, and it only takes 8 to 12 hours to make a single huge block. That's it, because it's a cold bond, just like JB cold bond. If you have a radiator that's got a crack in it, you put a liquid metal and it forms into a solid metal in about an hour. Same thing with this type of alchemy for the it's called geopolymer technology that Dr. Davidicus discovered. Now, not only is it, there's a whole institute dedicated to it, but he himself has been commissioned by NASA, our enemy, and they use his technology to build platforms for their rockets to build off, because they need a solid platform, and his can be built in one day using simple stuff: sand, water, lime, ash, and sodium carbonate. So it goes to show how, we all fell for a lot of us fell for the ancient aliens. They had to have cut these things with diamond tip blades. How'd they get them so close? Well, it's real simple. Wood cast on the outside, the box, whatever shape you want it to be, filled with the water, sand, lime, ash. Let it sit for 12 hours, take it off, boom. Put another one right next to it. They built stairs, whatever they wanted to. It was perfect. And every single structure that was built was most likely built using geopolymer technology.
Which is, for those of us that haven't heard that word before.
What was that, Karen?
What do you mean by that? What did you say? Sorry. Oh my goodness, the word's just gone out of my mouth. Whatever word you just used. And what does that mean then for people who don't know?
So it's called Geo, G-E-O.
That's it.
Polymer, P-O-L-Y-M-E-R. It's a reaggregation, or I can't really say the word. It's a long word, but basically all they're doing is they're reconstituting ingredients. Like, for example, everybody is probably familiar with adobe.
You mean reaggregate?
Thank you very much. I knew one of my
Thank you. Thank you, Astral. Reaggregate.
And so everybody's kind of familiar with adobe, right? I think for the most part. If you're not, just look it up. It's in a lot of desert places. I used to live in adobe when I was younger in New Mexico. They get,
we know about Adobe, Joey. We know about Adobe Photoshop.
yeah, we know a lot about that. They get the clay, and then they put some straw in there, just like we do with cement and brick and stuff like that, and it keeps it solid and it keeps it together. Well, the same thing. If people always question, wait a minute, how the heck are these, if it is ancient cement, which it is, then how the heck, or bricks, whatever you want to call it, how the heck did they, are they still surviving to this day? It doesn't make sense. Well, here's why. If you look back in time, the Greek and Roman cement that they built with is still around today. But yet you take today's cement and it only lasts about 50 years. We're a species of amnesia. We're cavemen before, we were geniuses before. And that information has been lost along the way.
Did they put seawater in it?
No, it's fresh water.
Salt then?
Yes.
No salt.
Fresh water.
No salt?
No. No salt.
Fresh water is the opposite of seawater, Karen. You know, like river water and stuff. That's fresh.
Yeah, I thought that we learned that if you put salt in or something, seawater in, it strengthens cement.
I don't know about that, Karen.
Carry on, Joey.
Could be.
But I do know that what Dr. Davidicus was able to discover that was salt, water, lime, and ash, and sodium carb. And what he did was he was able to put all these ingredients together. Well, he did it in his laboratory first and found that to be true. He didn't go to Egypt first. And he was able to reduplicate it perfectly. So that's why all of us were thinking that it was stone cut. I mean, there was diamond tip blades. And also people always ask, what about those quarries? Didn't they quarry the rocks? You know how hard that would have been and how perfect everyone would have had to been?
It would have been ridiculously hard.
Impossible. So the next step
Impossibly hard, right?
Impossibly hard. So the next step was maybe it was ancient aliens. No. It was so simple that ancient aliens seems ridiculously sci-fi far-fetched now that we know, oh, just the same as making cement like we do today. You know, will our ancestors look back if we keep on getting dumber and we don't win this flat earth movement and say, how did they build these stairs? Look at, they must have gotten, you know, chiseled it perfectly. No, it's cement stairs. You know what I mean? They wouldn't know.
A question in the chat room. What was that said? Would this change the construction time of the pyramids from the current 28 years or something? So that was his question.
Significantly, the labor, because if you look at if you read the hieroglyphs, it shows not a whole huge army of people building these things. It only took maybe 200 people to build these things. And it probably only took about, I don't know, 3 months to build a whole pyramid, maybe a year. It didn't take long at all. It just took, basically, the hardest part of building the pyramids was aligning it perfectly. That was the hardest part. The building of these structures was as similar to us building an adobe house. So it was simple to learn how to do it, but whoever was the mastermind of lining it with Orion and all the different formulations, that was the mastermind of it. And that's what this gets deeper into. Once we can get over the fact, how did they build it? Like, that's some great thing. It is. But come on, what was it used for? Why were there so many everywhere? It seemed like it was so easy that everyone was doing it. Well, just like Adobe, it was easy. And if you look at the incompleted, what they call the medium pyramid that's next to the Giza pyramid, the Great Giza pyramids, it may in fact be what the Bible or other ancient religions call it as the Tower of Babel. They say that they stopped the completion halfway through because they found a better idea. I don't think so. They stopped it maybe because there was some kind of catastrophe going on. But if you want to look into it, you guys go to Dr. Davidicus's page, the Geopolymer Institute. He has a whole institute dedicated to it. This is not something that's a theory. This is something that's a proven fact. It's just not in the mainstream yet. You want some more? Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, right. The Egyptians documented everything, mummification, yet very little, nothing in the construction of the pyramids.
And also the Egyptians heavily believed that there was an afterlife. They wrapped their bodies. They had huge boats and tubs of honey inside there. They really thought that they were going to an afterlife. Those pyramids, a lot of people theorize, were used because they were maybe trying to cheat revelations. Who knows? Or maybe that was their ascension path. There are several different things that people theorize that they're used for. But if we can all get and grasp that geopolymer technology is what they use to build it, then we can start looking into more. Because basically, if you look at it like this, they could have built their own stairs to make the pyramid. So they built the stairs first, they put things alongside of it. They can do it as they will, just like a puzzle, putting it together. With geopolymer technology, all building is possible.
Just to say this, Kosta lives in the UK. into history, etymology, and everything. So, Kosta, this is Joey Rocha from Hawaii. You know Flat Earth Dude, and you know Astral.
Hi, Kosta.
Good evening. Good evening, Joey. Good evening, Karen, Astral,
Hello, my
Flat
darling.
Earth
Been
Dude.
ages since we've
Good
hang out.
evening, brother.
With some time. Yeah, I've been busy, but I've been listening to you. What have
Aw,
you been talking
Kosta.
about? Yeah, what are you talking about? I didn't get the
Pyramids.
pyramids.
Pyramids, your favourite.
Cool. Joey,
Good.
it's good. I heard him last time about the eruption, the volcanoes in Hawaii. It was very interesting. Yeah, cool. Nice stuff, Joey. Very interesting.
Thank you, brother. I was actually
you.
wrong about the lava flow. I went out there and found out that I was wrong about it, but still, there aren't no lava. There's lava comes out from the ground from lava tubes. I just didn't think it was flowing that fast. So I actually got proved wrong in that one, but I learned something along the way. But I'm glad you followed that. On this one, though, brother, this is not my theory. This is a theory from a gentleman named Dr. Davidicus, a scientist that was able to study the casings of the Giza pyramid under electron microscope, and he reverse engineered it and found out that they were using a form of alchemy, sand, water, lime, and ash, to make these cold cast bonds. So these blocks that we see, same thing as if you have cement blocks or brick blocks or adobe, and that's how they built them. It was real simple, and he proved it. He went to Egypt himself and proved it. Matter of fact, the only other people that ever tried to prove it was the Japanese. They had a team of scientists go there in 1979, and they tried to do it using the techniques that supposedly Egyptologists said that they used. They couldn't get anywhere. So they resorted to using cranes and helicopters. They still couldn't do it. So there's no way it's possible quarrying these rocks and chiseling them away. There was another way, and Dr. Davidicus proved that it was basically ancient sandcastles.
So was it kind of like levitation with sound or something? Or?
No, well, there could be that, but this didn't require any levitation of sound. This literally took you getting a box that was true with wood, pouring in sand, water, lime, and ash, mixing it up, waiting taking it off, boom, there you have a brick or a stone or a cement. Next one, and then they could build it anywhere they wanted to because they didn't have to haul anything. The heaviest hauling was taking the sand. They probably had people just coming up with the sand, or they had a belt driving it down, whatever they did. Now, sound and levitation, I'm not going away from that at all. But as far as the actual physical construct of the Giza pyramid, it was reduplicated. And the closest we get to knowing how they did it, because we weren't there, is to say they likely did it using geopolymer technology.
Yeah, it's a big technology they had. I'm also interested about the star fortresses. Have you seen any of those?
Did you say the star fortresses?
Yes.
Star Fort.
Yeah. Because
I think that's what they're using them for. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's mind blowing what our ancients knew. We're a species of man.
Also, just to say that Angel, who comes on, who has just moved, but Angel Giza, whatever he's called, who wants to build his own pyramid. He, I think, is also under the impression that there at that point they were poured, and also Brian Forrester is the same thing.
Yeah, it's really massive.
It moves on again, doesn't it? We've gone from all these. How did they move those great big stones? Oh, they poured them there.
I think what we need to do. Is that we need to kind of get together one day and do a little field trip to these sites so that we can, brainstorm whilst we are there. I mean, I've been to the pyramids. I've been a couple of times, but we need to see them so that we can see them and talk about them whilst we're there seeing them. I was young when I first saw them, and the second time, but yeah, that's what we should do, a field trip.
Yeah, we should get together. Yeah, of course.
I'm in, brother. I'm in. And you know what's crazy about it? You put it out there. It sounds crazy, but you put it out there, it'll happen. Whether somebody sponsors us or something just happens, and we can always make that stuff happen. We can interview Egyptologists while we're there. That's the funnest thing to do.
I am serious. I was talking, was it a few months back or even maybe last year with someone. He's not been on the chat for a long time now, actually. You know him, Karen, the guy from Liverpool. I forget his name at the moment. But yeah, we were talking about doing a trip to Egypt or even Mexico, you know. Those places.
Who's that then?
Is that Martin?
I'm trying to think. He had a real strange name. You'll remember him. He's from Liverpool.
No, he's Welsh.
No.
Yeah, Martin is in Wales. Yeah.
Don't matter. I forget his name for the minute, but I'll remember.
So, Joey, we're pouring and making the stones. You really need so much cement and everything, because if these things were even like to play slightly damp, then they'd be able to sort of maybe, I don't know, they'd fit better, wouldn't they?
Exactly.
They'd sort of mold together a little bit.
Exactly, and you can do it. You can play with it however you want, just like you said. And in speaking on that, Karen, look at Machu Picchu in Peru. You know, the puzzle pieces that are so perfectly put together. There's a perfect example of geopolymer technology. How are they able to do this? Did they build them and then put them up there later? No, they didn't. What they actually did was ingenious, because even the Egyptologists that show the hieroglyphs speculated is that they would just put sand underneath it, put the cold cast bond up on top, and then once it's hardened, take the sand out. They were extremely smart with their technology, and they were very simple with their technology. So look at Machu Picchu, Peru, like you said. Some of them are fused together. Well, like you said, Karen, just take it out an hour before it's finished bonding. It'll bond with the block right next to it.
So what does that mean then? If they didn't need that many people and it didn't take that long to put them up then?
Yes.
Joey, what do you think about those pyramids in China? They are practically a carbon copy of the pyramids in Giza.
Yeah. And there's thousands of them.
Orientation and everything. Well, how did that happen? What's your take on that? How that's happened? You know, I mean, this is stuff that I think about. How the funk can that happen there and somewhere else?
The technology was everywhere. Everyone was using geopolymer technology, just like everyone uses bricks and cement and stuff. We think it's so fantastic, but a lot of it was covered up. Yeah, there's a Russian guy who discovered a huge pyramid somewhere in Russia, old Russia. I forget what it was, but we're discovering these things everywhere. I think they were all using the same technology. Even the terracotta warriors that they can't figure out is just a reverse cast using alchemy.
Wow.
And there was me thinking that they were real soldiers and they got turned to stone because they disobeyed their master one day.
I think they're real soldiers. I think they're all real soldiers that all did a copy of exactly what they look like, but they had alchemy. It'd be like this. If I wanted to do a cold cast of myself, I could get a whole thing of clay, stamp my body in there, and then they could fill it in with cement or whatever they wanted to, and boom, there you go. And that's how they were doing everything. These are all casts. That's why they all look so perfect and wonderful. And how do they chisel them? It's just a cast, set cast, using alchemy.
You know, like the ones above know exactly what's gone on and keep us all guessing and playing like a game. Like it's changed again. Oh, now it's not big stones they cut out. No, actually, they poured them there. They know, don't they? So why don't they just tell us the truth? Wouldn't it be better? All this lying all the time, all the game playing.
Oh, come on, Karen. You know they're never going to tell the truth.
You know, I don't
true.
Even, to tell you the truth, I don't even think that they know what's going on anymore.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. They get way too much credit. Yeah. The military is not as big and bad as they say it is.
All this stuff has been going on for centuries, if not thousands of years, right? You know, it has. Who's to say that? Who knows? I mean, who really knows?
Hey, look, knowing the Earth is flat means all of our history is crap. So we don't know nothing beyond maybe 120 years.
Exactly. We're all left in the dark, wondering over, you know, who am I and where am I from, and you know what.
And then we try to be smart and be like, look, this person did this back here and back there, and we're just arguing over their written word. We have to throw it all away and just take what, like these groups now, and then we have to educate starting now.
Joey, you know what? Joey, I can take 10 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzles, right? Throw them in the air, put them down on the ground, and I can make 10 puzzles. But I'll have 10 puzzles that don't make any sense at all. And I feel that's what we're doing here, like, you know, seriously. But do you understand what I'm saying as an analogy?
100%. And that's why I love talking about pyramids. I love talking about lightning. I love talking about whatever it is. But until we win, until we get a bunch of us united to where the overwhelming majority of the world knows that we have to switch a paradigm, then we can go out there and really figure this stuff out. Until then, these are just group things. And the most important thing is to unite everybody under the banner of unity. Okay, look, you don't think that the earth is flat, but you think NASA's lying and we never went to the moon, then come on aboard. You know what I mean? We're doing the opposite, because it's a, you know, this big thing only happened around 2014. That's when it really started to kind of happen. 2015, 2016 started getting big. 2017, it was like, whoa, celebrities galore. Well, this year on Google search, you can check it. Go to Google search flat earth and you'll be like 500 million searches. What we got to concentrate on is winning this, so we can actually have the freedom to go and explore and have the top scientists and top minds ask these questions, because we're so limited right now. That's the most important thing there is in this whole movement now. We've already informed each other. Look, we know so much that we do shows on whatever it is that's not even flat earth, because we all know, and there's so many millions of us. Why is our group meetups only 20 people, 40 people? There's millions of us. It's because of clicks. That's the only reason why. We got to be above that. That's the PTSD from the globe mentality that's left behind with us, is, oh, this person, I don't like their hair, or this person was, you know, that's wrong way to think. When you're in a war, you grab all your soldiers and you go.
Can I say something, Joey? Then I think that it's our responsibility to meet up, you know. I mean, let's make 2019 any flat earth conventions, meetups or conferences, whatever. We should just go as strong as we can go, you know. Be as many.
And if you can't go, support them. If you have enough money, sponsor somebody who can go. I mean, make this our life. Really,
Exactly.
Like, people go to work and they come here and they post some stuff and everything, and you can tell that's not their life. They don't really want to make that change. If you want to make that change, you support everyone.
You imagine, Joey, right? There's a conference and they're expecting, I don't know, let's just for the sake of it say they're expecting 500 people, but 5,000 people come. How big a statement is that, you know?
Or 100,000. You know what I'm saying? More numbers. People don't realize it's a numbers game. It really is, because people aren't going to listen to us. I do this on the streets every day, and people always ask me that question, like, how come your guys' little groups are, you know, didn't you say there's millions? I'm like, the most embarrassing thing that I usually leave out is, oh, but we have a lot of clicks. You know what I mean? Otherwise we would. Why in the world would we not be uniting on this? You know, why would we not? This is the biggest thing in the world, and clicks has to be a thing of the past. Just like in the past, people used to cover their face and be embarrassed to talk about it out of shame, right? Well, it'll also be a thing of the past where people would shame other flat earthers instead of promote them, because that's the only way, brother. Like you're saying, 2019, even now, you see anybody doing something, promote it. Do your own, but if you can't, you know, join the live chat, do your own video, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
I did something interesting. I was doing some research for a friend. She's a hairstylist. She was thinking about doing a live stream hairstyling. I don't know, whatever. So I was trying to find if there was anybody doing something like that. And I found all these like young girls that were doing their hair and makeup and shit. And I just would drop in the chat, the earth is flat. And I got some of the most craziest reactions. And it was just like, a couple of the girls went, oh yeah, of course it's flat. You're an idiot if you think it's a globe. And I was like, genius. That was awesome. Anyway, so anything, man, anything to promote flat earth, man, I'm for it. So even something stupid like that.
I agree with
I just want to say something real quick. My wife does the same thing, and so do I. You're right. Anything, just them hearing about it, even if they scoff at you, you planted a seed somehow. Anything is good. So we got to root on everybody for anything they do, because it takes guts to do it, actually. So instead of tearing someone down, we got to say right on. I go into the Joe Rogan podcast and do the same thing. I fake like I'm doing a UFC analysis, and I go, just kidding, guys, the earth is flat. You know, just whatever. Anything works.
Yeah.
Nah.
It all adds up, you know. It's one drop at a time, and eventually you got a big giant pool of water, but just one drop at a time.
Exactly.
Amen, 100%, brother. Everything. You know, that one person you wake up, they're hopefully gonna wake up more, and that's the mentality I have. Is okay, cool.
Right.
Karen,
You don't know if you're gonna wake up the next Jaren or whatever. You know, you don't know. The next Joey Rocha, you don't know. The next Karen.
The next flat earth dude.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
And you know what is wrong with us loving each other now? Because in the end, when we win, isn't that what we're hoping for? That we have an Ubuntu community that loves and thrives on each other? What, we're gonna fight with each other until we get there? It doesn't happen. It's just like a marriage. You can't have a bad relationship and say, oh, I hope when we get married everything works out. No, we got to get along now and love each other now.
It's that, Joey, things will be better when we're married. Things will be better when we're married. You know, you hear that? I mean, come on, guys. Seriously.
It just takes a seed, man. You know, the seed was dropped on me. The seed was dropped on all of us. It's
Yeah.
like somebody dropped it on us.
We're here.
And we're here. So we got to keep
We
everybody
need
keep
to learn
dropping
the
seeds.
patience thing, don't we? Patience.
Yes, we need a little patience,
Shout
no
out
question.
to Samuel Robotham. Shout out to that man and all the other legends that came before us that were pushing it, that were ridiculed. Shout out to them. Otherwise, how would we would have never known. We would have been sheep and thought good people and went into the matrix.
I can't imagine the abuse that, Eric Dubé had to put up with, man, in his email inbox. Must have been pretty cramped.
Oh yeah, he's a legend. You know, he's a legend too, even though he's made a lot of big mistakes by trying to trash the community. But everyone's a human being. But what he's done though makes up for what he has done also. So he's overall he's a legend, a living legend, just like Karen, just like all of us are. But yeah, he did some shoddy stuff, but he's got an ego still. We all do, and we all have to forgive each other.
That's right. Absolutely. Forgiveness, man. No question.
Folks, I'll be back. I'll be back in just 2 minutes. I got to take my daughter potty real quick. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and just while Joey's doing that, do you remember?
How you doing, buddy?
Yes,
good
my
to see
dude.
you. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you. Good to see you. I miss you. I miss all of you. I wanted to come on to speak sometime, but I couldn't. I was busy. I was just listening, but now Karen gave me the chance. It's good to be back.
Man, yeah, for sure.
And Astral, how was it? How was it in Crete? You had a good time?
Absolutely beautiful, yeah. But you know what?
Did you see any ancient?
2 degrees in Crete right now, and it's raining, and I've got 30. Oh, it's about 29 now, or 28, or whatever. It's cool, but it's been beautiful here. We've got good weather, man, and I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
Never complain.
Yeah.
It's raining.
Wow. And here in England as well, it's very, very hot.
A little shout out to the chat. 007, how you doing, man? Joey the man, that dude gets around. Joey runs the Flat Earth
chat rooms.
Discord chat room. Discord. 007, love your music, brother. All right. Keep playing, baby.
Lady Onyx.
Lady Onyx. Hey,
yes.
How are you?
Titan. All right, Joe. Marie. Who else we got? Intermusicable. Yeah.
Nice.
Red.
Brandon Cook.
What was that?
Brandon Cook.
UK dinner.
What was that?
All right, thanks everybody in the chat hanging out. 18
118
118.
11 a Rio. The Rio. I don't know. Anyway. Marie. All right, cool. Glad to see you guys in the chat. Anyway, glad you're back.
Thank you, chat room.
Don.
Yes.
Hey, Don. I love you, Don. You're amazing. Anyway.
Yeah, we need change, brother. Change is the best thing. Without change, you get destroyed. For me, the change with Flat Earth made me, I don't know, put me back to life, back to reality. I can feel the Pachamama. You know this expression, Pachamama? It's like a Latin American.
Yes.
From Peru.
Yeah, I've heard it.
You heard it? You heard it? Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
It's respect to Mother Earth, and they do all these rituals. And I'm really fascinated. All this culture for me, you know, the Native American Indians and the Incans who live in Peru, all those ancient tribes had a big respect to the Mother Earth, and okay, not only them, across the flat plain. And it's what we need. I mean, I try to get out in nature and see now the difference now in England. It's very warm now. It's a big difference from other years. It's the warmest summer for I don't know how many years, a record. And you can see it nice and dry and different colors and everything. So it's something that we need to respect and talk about all the time and make sure that everybody knows about this stuff, because we've been fooled from this cabal, these liars who want to make everything the opposite way. But I think now, yeah, more people are waking up, they're understanding what's going on, and you can't hide this, the truth. And this is what truth means in Greek. I'll give you an example. For if you see the word megalith, okay, we say megalith means a big stone, yes. So lith, the lith part, lith means stone, and in Greek aletheia, truth, means that you cannot hide it under the stone. So from words, from symbols, from music, from astrology, all this is important, yes, and it's good to know everything as much as we can. And good thing we have people like Santos who present all these truths out there.
Amen.
Thank you.
Love Santos, man. You could spend 3 years just watching Santos, man.
Yes.
I think
forget everything else, man.
I know. I think I have spent 3 years listening to Santos.
Yeah, me too. Something that I watch them again. It's so interesting.
I kind of miss him. I miss.
And you know what, dude.
Yeah.
I listened to one Greek philosopher, very, very powerful. His 12 kings, okay, have the same vibe with Santos. So I'm very, very glad with this. I mean, it's something that you won't hear for any. Usually, the Greek people who talk mean the clever philosophers, let's call them. They don't talk in this way, you know, in this synchronistic way. But this guy, he talks the same. It's like if he and Santos meet together, they're gonna make a revolution. So it's good.
Santos likes, by the way, and when obviously Santos is still recovering, he gets better, and then he feels that Santos would like to talk about. Their name right now.
Sorry,
but there is someone that he likes.
Go
right
ahead,
now.
Astral.
Sorry, what was the name of this guy you said? Who's like Santos?
His name right now.
He's a Greek philosopher, but he only speaks in Greek. His name is Asimakopoulos. You can't follow.
What did you say, Asima?
Asimakopoulos. So
Hey,
what?
Joey's back now.
Hey, Joey.
You done the potty bit then, Joey?
What the?
Aloha, aloha, everybody. Thank you for waiting for me.
No.
And, you know, I know that a lot of people who are tuning in were probably expecting something more spectacular with how the pyramids were built, because we've heard all these crazy things. But look at it like this, you guys. Occam's razor. The simplest answer is always the easiest answer, and it's already been duplicated. So we just have to give up all this. They were tubing these chiseled rocks through water tubes to get them up there, or, you know, all these different things. It was real simple, just like building an adobe house. And that's why when I talk about the subject, people are like, that's it? But that's really it. It was really simple. Now, what they were used for is the real conversation.
Joey, is that they which they cut out? What are those ones then?
Say again?
You know, like you can go to Jordan, you go to places and they've got the you've got these big stones being cut out, and maybe some of them were cut out and left. And what about that then? They were poured as well.
I'm thinking about Petra, you know, the city Petra in Jordan. Do you think that's made the same way or what? Because that's
my favorite. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one. And for sure, just think about this. Just think about it like this. We know, we'll put it on there. All right. We know that geopolymer technology is very likely how they built the pyramids. And it's very likely how all ancient megaliths were built. So let's take the same technology and apply it to Petra. Petra is amazing. But what if it's a reverse cast mold? So they poured everything over it and the inside is empty. It's real simple when you're using alchemy, if they have that technology. So Petra in Jordan, which is I think that's the most beautiful underlooked megalith ever. The complication of that is way beyond the pyramid.
Joey, enormous mold. It's enormous, that place. And they don't even show the public most of it.
I was always under the impression it was like, I don't know, a few hundred meters or something. Apparently it's miles and miles and miles long. You know, we had Ryan Forster on, he's been there, hasn't he, doing research and stuff. It's vast.
And there's a lot of stuff that they're hiding. For example, I do a lot of research on, you know, all these wars that we're in. We know that they're all lies and everything. But look at the wars. A lot of their areas that their missiles do attack, they're all ancient megaliths. They don't want us to know this information. They don't want us to realize how vast it was either.
Yeah, that makes sense. Destroy the evidence.
Why do you think we were so pushed towards the fact that they chiseled them out, and now really, for ages actually people have been talking about them being poured, you know,
because I think they want us to think that it's so ridiculous, which it is, that how could that have been done if it not be for aliens? They want our heads in the clouds. Everything is geared towards space. And believe it or not, that's another thing that's gearing our heads towards space. Aliens planted the seed, and aliens gave us this technology. No, the aliens and UFOs that people talk about, there's things up there. I've seen them too. So for everybody who's saying there are aliens, I'm talking about the green guys in there. There's no green guys in those spaceships. There's something there. I don't know what it is, but I've seen them too. And they want to plant the seed to the sheep that it is impossible. They couldn't have chiseled them. So people start questioning and going, maybe it was aliens.
to know that actually we were the clever ones. It was us.
We're amazing, we're special, we're unique, and we're the only ones. And once we realize that, let's get together and live paradise here on earth.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do, Joey. Apart from the fact that a lot of globers just don't understand this, that we're here not for causing any segregation or anything. We're here to unite people and to say, look, let's figure out what we're living on and let's move forward. Simple as that. That's the way I see things anyway. I mean, I don't know about everyone else.
Yeah, you know, and so that's why it's so good that all of us are doing our own different things. Like Nathan Oakley does a lot of debates still. I can't do debates anymore. I'm just like, if you talk to me about the motionlessness of the earth and you have one proof on that, I'll entertain a debate. But that's the foundation of their theory. But yet there's still guys like Nathan Oakley going out there and beating the drum on these people. And it takes all of us doing whatever it is that we're good at, whatever it is that we're devoted to.
We all need to do different parts of it, don't we? And I'm really proud of that.
Speaking of the puzzle that you were talking about earlier, brother, you can throw them up in the air. Well, look, we're those pieces of the puzzle, and we're just grabbing more people together because in the very end, it's all about winning. That's what it's all about. Because the implications of the flat earth is all it's about.
Sorry, brother. Please understand this, right? When you do throw those 10 jigsaw puzzles of 1,000 pieces up on the floor, right? We, as a collective, will figure out those 10 puzzles, man. Seriously, it can be done.
Yes, sir. That's why throw it out there. Just throw out your theories. Throw it. You know, people sometimes in the flat earth community, we're harder on ourselves than we are anybody, right? If somebody has a theory, good for you. Throw it out. No forest on a flat earth. Good for the person who did that and those that are looking into it. Look, there's millions of us already. The only thing stopping us is not our information. It's our unity. If we can get together and show 100,000 people strong in our next event, or 500,000 strong, or even 50,000 strong, that's what the sheep are going to listen to. We're so worried and embarrassed that someone's not going to represent us right that we're holding back our own progress. Look, there's never going to be a leader in this community. There's no way. We're like the old Native American tribes. We're just gathering our information. We're fighting as our own Ubuntu from our own areas. Like here in Hawaii, I have a lot of flat earth friends. If we knew something was going on somewhere else on a different island, we'll go there and support them. That's just how we have to work as a community. Support each other and win, yeah? Like, come on. We're getting past the old third grade mentality of anybody who uses the word shill is an ignorant flat earther because it's an ad hominem. An ad hominem, by definition, is used by ignorant or uninformed people to discredit the person instead of their information. A shill is akin to the scarlet letter or is akin to cooties. There's no such thing as shills. We're all individuals that think the earth is flat, and some of us have egos. That's all there is to it. Well, we all do.
It's okay having an ego.
Even Karen has an
ego.
Even Karen has an ego. You know, we all have egos. It's just checking our egos and realizing it's for the betterment of humanity. Because look, the globe people, we're trying to convince them, look, guys, we're doing this for the betterment of humanity. Let them join some, not all, but let them join some of these groups, and they'll be like, you guys aren't trying to unify. You guys are calling each other transgenders. You guys are calling each other, you know what I mean? So that old way, hopefully, is a thing of the past. And that's the only reason I went on Dell's show, because a lot of people have been instant messaging me about that. Hey, how come you were fighting with Dell? I love Dell. Grown men can argue, no big deal. You know, a fight is another form of an argument, even if it comes to a physical level, no big deal. I respect Dell, I love Dell, but I have to throw my 2 cents in there. He's one man and I'm one man. So I went on there and I told him, look, brother, you're great, you're wonderful, but one thing you're kind of doing that's incorrect is you can't be calling girls, you know, I'm not going to repeat it, in the community these names when they're heroes. Because if you wouldn't do it on camera, that's the big thing. If you wouldn't do it on camera with them on your show, then come on, that's cowardly. But I love Dell. I think he's a hero. You know, I love his street activism. It's just that, like I was saying, ego gets the best of all of us. And hopefully that checked the whole community that was following along that bandwagon.
That's good. Good advice, man.
I like it that you always put community, flat earth, family, unite. That's what your messages are about, aren't they, Joey?
100%, Karen, because look, all of us that have been doing this for any length of time knows that a couple of years ago, there was not even a community. And now that there is, I'm excited about it. Why are some people trying to say this person's an operative? And, you know, the whole thing kind of started a little bit, I'm not blaming anybody, but the whole thing kind of started with everybody calling people shills. And then it was no big deal, like people would call each other that. But then Antonio came out and made a huge lie about Patricia and said that she was a man and he slept with her. And, you know, he was just disgruntled. And that should have been a check sign for all of you guys that fell for it. It's fine if you fell for it, but all of you who fell for it, make that a check sign in your head. Like, oh my gosh, there was no facts there. How did we get to the flat earth? Peer reviewed. So you cannot call anybody else these horrible names, especially these legends in the community, because look, guys, we're just real people. And you're gonna do what happened to Robert Bassano and who's the guy who did the line, Brian Mullen and several others. They got forced out. He was trying to force the line. He got forced out because so many flat earthers were ridiculing him. You know what I mean? You can't fight for your community that doesn't love you. You can't.
Can I shout out to Robert Bassano?
Robert Bassano, I love him. And John.
He's back.
I know he's back, brother. I'm so glad.
Dude, I was freaking out, man. He went on Human Sheeple for like 7 hours or something. I don't know. It was crazy.
He is such
a
Those 10 puzzles, you throw them up in the air and give them to Robert Bassano, he'll figure them out for us. That's how important he is in this community. So
he's so important now, and I have to shout him out. He was hugely instrumental in my awakening, and
he single-handedly brought down the satellite conspiracy. He went and called them himself, like a man, like a boss.
Dude, like a man.
By my calculations, it should be in the Mariana Trench, and the guy's just silent. Oh, all of our drawings.
What? Yeah, he's like, you ever seen Hubble in real time? No.
Oh, brother,
it was like, the guy's been working on Hubble for 25 years. He's never seen a video camera on the damn
And then
telescope.
he told him, he goes, so do you think it's possible that you've just been looking at telemetry data? And the guy's like, well, I guess that's a possibility. Whoa, you talking, like he was talking to a gentleman that's way above probably any of our level.
Program director for Hubble, 25 years.
And the people that Robert Bassano associates with are, he doesn't keep company that are yes men. He keeps company that are actually he respects. And the people that surround him, like a guy named John, the guy's even 10 times smarter than Robert Bassano. You know what I mean? So those guys are assets to this community. Thanks for shouting them out, brother.
Yeah. I want to shout out, John Scully, Quantum Eraser, as he's known in the community. And he's amazing. Yeah, he knows his stuff, man. And without him, man, he was another one. Huge. Good science guys, man. Great science. We need good science guys like that on our team, man. So we have to be nice to them.
Amen.
We need to be nice to everybody. I don't care if you're just trolling NASA sites and saying, "Hey, man, Earth is flat" or whatever. I mean, that's fine. You know, shout out to you too. You know
what used to happen is people would say, "Oh, that's all you're doing," or blah blah blah. And that's, like I was saying, a thing of the past. It's got to be to where we're doing what you say, which is, hey, good for you. You know, it encourages people to do it more. We got to encourage this hard movement. It's a really hard movement, and it takes bravery. And if your own community doesn't have your back, it's too hard.
Yeah, we got to have each other's back, man. All the way up and down the line, man. Let's keep it going.
Amen.
I yield the floor.
Hence, we're called Family United. That doesn't mean everybody likes being in a group or can even handle it. A lot of people can't handle this. And I think that Martin Kenny said it, that what it is a lot of people aren't admitting that they're still in shock and it's their life that's taking over and they're still there rather than moving on. That's what he was saying. So I thought that was quite interesting because that sounds about right, doesn't it? Because people just don't know what to do. Not really. Everybody's a bit stuck at the moment because flat Earth isn't moving as fast as they thought.
I think that's exactly accurate. And you know what? It's not moving. We just expect, I mean, we know it. Why can't other people know it, right? But also we're dealing with family members. You know, we're dealing with all kinds of other stuff too. And we have to go and work in the slave system still. It's really hard to come back and be a truth hero unless everyone's on your side. But I'll tell you what, if everybody was on my side or on your side, Karen, or whoever it was, I would feel brave enough to go to the news station right now. But you know what would happen? I'd have all kinds of flat earthers saying, oh, he's acting like Mad Mike. He's doing it for attention. You know what I mean? It's so hard. I just wish that everybody could get behind everybody and all of us would be screaming our lungs out. Because if we can go back home to a family united, then we can go out there to the sheep and get ridiculed and come back as a hero. But no, we get ridiculed and come back as a loser, right? Well, the old way. So yeah, 100%, 100. And guys, by the way, sometimes a lot of people ask me, Karen, and everybody else on the show, hey, how did you get on Karen's show? Or how did you get on so-and-so show? It's real simple, guys. You just, as a fan, like I am of the Family United show, I just say, hey, can I come on your show one time? She invited me on her show. She'll invite anybody on her show. This is not selective inviting. This is, if you're a flat earther, you're part of this community. That's it. If you do a show, I'll join your show.
A friend of mine, you know, on Facebook for rather a long time.
It's so true. I'm here.
We know you're there, dude. But you know, he didn't just suddenly come around. I've known Joey for a long time, and you've been doing your videos, you know, your Facebook ones for a long time as well.
And I'm never going to stop, Karen. I'm never going to stop on Flat Earth for life until I die or until we win this. But I know we're going to win this. But I just say it till I die because that's my mentality. But there's no way I'm going to stop, because even though there is some people that heckle within the community, there are so many united, just like how this show is. There's so many united that I'm not worried about the hecklers anymore. I have so much confidence with this community building that my only goal is just to keep on doing it. And yeah, we do know each other from Facebook, and I love Karen, you know, and anybody who says, oh my goodness, Joey, all this love you're throwing out. Yeah, I'm throwing out love. That's what I want.
Joey, love you too. Love you too. Love Flat Earth Dude, love Astral, love Kosta, love our chat room. Love. Spread more love.
Spread more love. Love you guys.
I love you to the dome and back. I love you to the dome and back.
To the dome and back.
We need more love, don't we, in the world?
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
we
yeah. Way more.
Yeah, it's like this tough guy mentality in the flat earth community. No, come on. This is a loving movement.
You know, you were talking earlier about egos, Joey, right? Ego, what is it? I mean, okay, we all have ego. It's part of our identity, isn't it? It's part of our personality, I suppose. And I know that some egos can be overbearing or stronger than others, or, you know, shit. Let's put it that way. But what is ego? I mean, in your words, I'm trying to ask you, like, you know, what do you think?
In my opinion, ego, honestly, just me, I think it's taught. I don't truly think that we're born with an ego. I think it's taught. And I think that every single time that we have been slandered, put down, whatever, I think ego is a defense mechanism to prevent that from happening again. So I think it's just a matter of being torn down. People with the biggest egos have been torn down the most, or affected by it the most.
If possible, get away from all this crap, though, don't we, really? And try and learn to get on as people. We're always going to be different to the next person. But ultimately, we've been totally lied to, and everybody seems to have lost the goal. The goal is we've been lied to about everything.
We sure have. And you know what? What we have to do in this community, I know we're doing it pretty good right now, but we cannot be fence setters anymore. If somebody's talking to us in real life or on our show, and they say this person that's a flat earther is this or that or something that's nasty, you have to either say, look, present your information, and if you're wrong, apologize. If you're right, I'll agree with you. If not, please don't say that anymore. We can't allow people to say this person, that person. Prove it on camera with real proof, or let's call you out as being inaccurate and just admit it, and we move on. And that's what I wish somebody like Antonio would do. Everybody would love him more, I feel. Everybody would love Antonio more than they do now, because he's got so much genius in him. If he just said, you know what, guys, I was disgruntled, I made it up, you know what, whatever, we're all human beings. I tell you what, I would give him a big hug, and I'm sure Patricia would eventually too, and then whatever, we move on. All that stuff is PTSD from the globe mentality that they left us. And that's unfortunate.
That's like a residual poison that's in our system that it takes a while to get it rid of, and that you know, that globe stuff's still in there. You know, I love your attitude, Joey, man. That you are right on with that. Thank you.
Welcome, brother.
Yeah, and anyway, you know, all we're showing is that we're just a bunch of victims otherwise.
Positive?
No, that's the negative version of it. We're just showing we're a bunch of, we are, but we need to move on as well. Otherwise, no one will ever take us seriously. Not really, will they?
No, exactly. But that's what I've been saying the last week or so, you know, this unity that we need to unite. We need to, you know, get together as many people as we can, you know, and we're here. We're all here for the same reasons, the same goals, you know. We have the same, more or less, ideals, you know, and the same vision. Find out where we are. What are we doing here, you know, and why all these restrictions, you know? Why can't we go to Antarctica? I mean, seriously, I've got a good jacket, you know. Tell me about it. I would love to go there, man. I'd love to explore. You just let me go and I would go.
They can't really say, though, can they, that maybe it's to do with the fact that the pillars are there and the electromagnetics, and you can't go there because of whatever reasons. They can't tell you that, though, can they? Because it just completely ruins the ball.
Yeah, but the problem I have with things, and especially with, like, you know, people that are in power, why are they telling me what I'm allowed to do? Understand what I'm saying? Why am I being restricted with my movement? If I want to go for a walk somewhere, this earth belongs to everybody. Like Lucy said yesterday, it belongs to us all, and it does. Seriously, we are all of the earth, whether it's flat or if it's flipping pear-shaped or whatever, I don't know. It's definitely flat, I know that. Whatever
I love
it is, I'm not that concerned about, but I just think that this world belongs to us all, and why are we not in control of it then? You know, we're just little puppets, little slaves, we're nothing, totally nothing. That's that, man.
There's only
Right on.
one. There's only one reason why we're not in control of it, because we haven't teamed up. It's a numbers game. It's as
That's
simple
right.
as simple as that. And as soon as we show solidarity and unity, they will scramble. They won't even fight us because they're the 1%. They can't fight us. They know that if they keep us arguing and keep us grumbling. Look, the perfect example, I'm Mexican. I was raised in New Mexico, okay? And I always used to be curious of this because a lot of the Mexicans over there used to form gangs, right? Group gangs. And they would feel that they were oppressed. And I used to always think in my mind, not like I was for the gangs, but I used to think in my mind, why are you guys fighting against each other? There's the Brewtown Locals and there was the 13th Street and all this stuff. If they had ever joined forces, they would have dominated. But not like I want gangs to dominate, but it's just that mentality. Look, if we as a people of the truth community could unify together, they would be gone. We outnumber them. We are everything. They've got us
You
fighting.
need to do those words. You have no power over us. That's from a film, you know, Power to the Babes with David Bowie, and she suddenly goes, "You have no power over me."
It's like the old saying, there is no I in team. And we need to be the biggest team ever.
Yes. Yes, that's it. It's simple. It's really simple. That is the answer. The bigger we are, the more we grow, the more unity we show, the faster we win and the more chance we have to win. Because right now, we're doing a good job. We've got millions of people. Why are our meetups 20 people? That doesn't make sense. And why are people criticizing other flat earthers, saying whatever they're saying for doing that? They're heroes. They should go down as heroes in the community. We're the frontiers. Without us flat earthers, we would all be stuck in a matrix.
We just need to wake up a bit more, don't we? And be a bit more open to things.
We have the numbers already. It's the people that are in the community, the leaders, whatever you want to call them, people who are doing shows and all that different stuff. They all need to take the responsibility of encouraging other people to do the exact same thing that we're doing, instead of some shows that are discouraging it.
Joey, sorry to interrupt. I don't want to be a pain in the ass now, but I don't think that this flat earth should have any kind of leadership. We are all together as a united front kind of thing, you know. I don't think we need to
Yes.
individual. Okay, there are certain people that will, you know, speak up or whatever, you know, like, I don't need to mention any names, but we know there are people that will talk and there are people that won't talk, you know. But I think that it shouldn't be left to one person or two people or a few people.
No way. This is the movement of the people.
It belongs to everybody. Yeah, exactly. And we all have a voice, because as long as you can speak, as long as you can write, or whatever you can do, communicate in some certain way, we have a voice. You know. I yield the floor.
And we just gotta give confidence to everybody who's out there, instead of just build them up so they can feel confident to go on camera too and do the same thing. We just have to copycat. It's not a difficult thing. Look what Karen's doing, duplicate it. That's it. You know, just do something like that. Start your show, dedicate your life, get other people to join your show, and then look, there's people who watch Karen's show that go, I'm gonna do my own show. That's great. That's what Karen wants. That's what all the Flat Earth United family wants. So yeah, brother, leaderless movement, for the people, by the people, and then it'll be our time in history where we can all remember the oppression that we had and how we were all brave enough and loving enough to make a difference. Because it takes a combination, braveness and lovingness, because we can't fight amongst each other. We can't even fight against them. We have to win them over with love. Violence begets violence. And when I used to talk to people before about Flat Earth and give them all my proofs, a lot of times I convinced them and I thought I was a bad mofo. But I talked to them a few days later, and they're like, they didn't even know what I was talking about, or they said, I don't think so, because I just intimidated them with my knowledge, right? But now I my approach, and I just say, hey, look, we're in a movement of peace. We're trying to overthrow the government and get our free land, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, wow. You know, you got to get their interests. You can't just go straight for home runs. You gotta get up to the plate first, and you got to make them respect you and think that you have integrity and all that stuff, you know? So it's a love movement and a braveness movement. But I agree with you 100%. No leaders. There can't be anyways. Nobody, this movement wouldn't allow it. No way. And, you know, it's for the people, by the people. And we have to, you know, love each other again.
And I think that when you're awoken to flat Earth and all the lies, you just become a more loving person. It's just a natural part of it. It's amazing.
It's changed my life so much, brother. I used to have a lot less morals than I do now. I just didn't realize it. And you're so right, man. It's like it's for everybody, but it's for ourselves. Even if this didn't win, which I know it's gonna, but even if it didn't, at least the gift is the change in yourself.
Yeah, that's a great gift, and we need more of it. And you know, just everything. I mean, you appreciate the trees more, and the ocean more, and the air, and the sun, and the moon. I mean, you just appreciate it so much more. You're like, wow. It's a mind-blowing experience. I love it.
Also, the one thing that we're not worried about is what we were talking about, is that ego. We're not ego-based friends. None of us. Not Kosta, not Patricia, not Mr. Thrive and Survive, not Crow, 777, not Russian Vids, not Joey, not Flat Earth Dude, the list goes on. We're not ego-based. It doesn't even enter our heads, any of that. We just want to get on. We see the goal.
Yeah, and we are getting on. Like Joey said, we're all heroes, man, doing our little part. Even if it's just dropping in a chat and saying the earth is flat. And it could be any kind of chat. They could be talking about, you know, fixing their car or whatever, you know. Just drop in and say...
Horry Sheets does a good job of that. He goes to adult sites and does it. Oh my God, talk about ballsy.
Horry, my hero, man. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. Hey,
he's awesome.
He's a hero.
I was just going to say, right?
He's coming on in a bit.
Yeah, cool.
Wow, exciting.
I've got an idea, and it's like these. I'm gonna have to do a presentation one day, right? But my idea is this: there's a guy over in Ukraine, and he's got like, it's the weirdest song you've ever heard. I mean, ever, and it's the cheapest video you've ever seen recorded. I mean, like ever. You know, it probably costs like 40 pence to make or something. But this song has had millions and millions and millions of hits. I mean, absolutely millions of hits. So my plan is this. We go in there, us flat earthers, and we put comments in the comment section of this video about flat earth, research flat earth. Because even if we're, I don't know, 1,000 people that are doing it, 1,000 people in that's getting millions of views, man.
I like it. I love it. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Put the link in the chat. Put the link in the chat, Astral.
Karen, real quick, and family. I have to just listen in. My daughter is feeling a little bit sad. She wants some daddy time, and so I'll be listening in. But I'm gonna have to go run around the house with her because she's sad and wants some daddy playtime. Okay, guys.
Yeah. That's more important.
I'm listening in over here, and I gotta attend to my little sad daughter.
Joey, you're good, man. You're good.
Thank you, brothers and sisters. I love you guys. Karen, what?
She's a little princess.
Thank you so much. Vaccine free and healthy as can be. Never been to the doctors even once. And it's another proof they lie about everything.
Yeah, well, I never had that one when you got to 30. Was it tetanus? No, whatever.
I just have to run around with the family for a bit.
Okay, Joey, take care, man. Nice to talk to you.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to be running around the house. I'm listening. I love you guys.
Great. Nice one.
Thanks, Joey. What's the one you have when you're about 13? I've forgotten it. Everybody, when they get to about 13, has it. Well, I never had that one. You weren't here, Kosta. Astral probably knows which one it is, but I can't remember what it's called now.
13.
I can't remember things today. I'm tired. I stayed up.
Ask me the question again. I didn't hear that. I was busy writing something then. Sorry.
What's that injection you have when you're sort of about 13 or something? 14, they give you. That's it. I never had that one.
No. I did.
At the time, my mum didn't want to have it because it gives you a scar, yeah. And some people have quite horrible scars.
Yeah, mine's kind of a nice scar. It's like a little nipple or something. But it's, yeah, I've covered it up with a tattoo. Yeah, that was one of those. But it's not too bad, actually. I think I've got kind of a nice TB scar. But TB, tuberculosis, what is it? Can anyone explain that shit to me, please? Anyone in the chat? Love to hear from you guys.
Yeah,
they've all been chatting away. They've been listening. They've been
talking. What I heard, Astral?
Sorry, go on.
Now I remember. Do you know that we have plasma in our blood, yeah?
Yeah, and urine.
Plasma in the blood is, we have red blood cells, white blood cells, and plasma, okay?
Yeah.
So this plasma, what it does is when you cut yourself, okay, it makes like a surface over the scar.
Coagulates, it thickens.
Yeah, that thickening thing, okay? So it creates that thickening coagulation above the scar. So from outside, bacteria, whatever, cannot go in the blood system. No. And this plasma, the form of this plasma, I think is similar with the firmament.
Okay, yeah.
You get it. So what do we have in our body? It's like the biggest thing. What the body does, it's the same with everything that happens in nature. You know where I'm going. You know what I mean.
No, keep going.
What you mean? I mean hidden stuff. You mean Kosta?
I mean that the plasma that the firmament we have above the earth,
yeah,
it's something that we also have in our bodies.
Yeah, it's not in space; it's inside us.
Yes, it's above, so below.
The Van Allen radiation belt is around my waist.
Yeah, I can see you radiating. Your heart is making waves and signals to me now. So we are based on the simplest, what we see, this thing we call visible light. That's 0.001% of the whole spectrum. And what we hear and all that, and we base this thing from what we are told, that we are just, just after next to the animals. We just have a brain and we think, and that's it, I think we're far more advanced beings that we can never imagine what goes on.
I agree.
Yes,
you totally agree. And just based on the fact that now I'm looking at light, infrared, ultraviolet. Those beyond that, above that, we cannot see. And then you get to the realm of hearing. Is it?
They hertz. Yeah,
a few hertz to 20,000 hertz or whatever.
You can't hear it. You can hear it, but it's still there.
Little kids can hear.
Yes, the little kids can hear, but we cannot.
I think I can hear up to was it 16,000 hertz? I can only hear up to now. I'm getting deaf, man. I'm 105 years old. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, Kosta. We have
it.
A very, very small window of our reality. I mean, it's a time. What did you say? 0.01% of what?
Of the visible light we see.
Exactly. We're seeing nothing then.
We're seeing nothing. Yeah. exactly.
People do
They
not
don't
realize
what we are.
But what
First
you're
of all.
saying is it's straightforward, and it's basic for me, for us listening. We understand that, about things. People that are new to this, that might not understand it, when you look at the colours of a rainbow, it's going from red to violet. You've got your 7 colours there.
7 colours, yeah.
Beyond those 7 colours, beyond, like below it and above it, whatever, there are more colours. Because there has to be, it continues, doesn't it? And the same with like sound as well. That can continue, even though we can't hear it. There is still sound there. Dogs will tell you all about that when you blow a dog whistle in their ear.
And dogs have better smell. Their nose is much more. It's 1,000,000 times better than ours. But again, what we have inside, for me, is the biggest advantage. Let's say the soul, the psyche, what it does. That's the thing we have to find out. That's what I'm trying to discover about myself. And it's not an egoistic way. It's to know thyself. So the ego, that, like you asked before, ego, it means in Greek is ego. Ego, from where you get egoism. It means me, basically.
Me?
Yes, it means me.
Yeah.
Ego means me. So looking after yourself, your desires and all that, but it in the negative way. It's like from your right brain and your left brain, what they're trying to do to keep you away from reality. And your true self is trying to bind them together. It's like a black horse and a white horse, and there's somebody behind it that's trying to make the horses go together. So if you see there's some depictions of chariots of gods with 2 horses. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's very popular. They usually have it outside maybe courthouses or whatever, what have you.
Yeah.
But I think you would see it. The chariot with the 2 horses.
Yeah.
That's what it symbolizes. It's your soul, your spirit, let's say, controlling these 2 horses, the left and the right. That they always go against each other, and you have this inside you. It's like you wake up in the morning, say you are tired, you went out last night, you have to go to work, and your left brain says you have to go to work, otherwise you don't get paid, you get fired, you lose your house, blah blah, and the right brain says, oh, come on, call them in, tell them you're sick. Don't go. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have this.
Don't call in, tell them you're sick. You call in and say to them, I ain't coming to work today. I want to chill out at home.
Yeah. So you have these 2 voices inside you all the time.
Sorry to interrupt you, Kosta, but sometimes, okay, I can be a little bit too forward at times. I came to work late one day, and my boss said, "What time did you call this?" And I looked at my watch. I didn't look at my watch, but I looked at the time. I'm like, well, I know it's late. They were having breakfast. I think it was about 9:20 or something. I start work at 7.
Yeah.
But I have this problem. When I get up late, it doesn't matter. I'm late. So if I came an hour late or 2 hours late or 10 minutes late, late is late. It doesn't matter how late you are. You're late.
Yeah.
So I always made sure that I made my sandwiches and made myself, a flask of tea, and then I went to work, and of course I've taken a half an hour doing all that instead of just getting out of bed, getting dressed, boom, off to work. I didn't do that. I took my time, got to work, and
you're cruising, man.
Yeah, but the problem I had.
That's what humans should have, that kind of pace that we get there when we get there, man. Relax.
Exactly, Flat Earth.
Yes.
The problem I had with my boss then, right, when he said to me, what time do you call this? I'm like, 20 past 9. Yeah, why are you getting here now? And I said, because I just woke up, like, you know, not long ago, and I'm here now. I can't do it any better. Well, of course I could have. I could have woken up on time, but I didn't wake up on time. I was late, and of course, you're late, you're late. You know, you make up your time at the end of the
Yeah, that's how you should see life.
Yeah, it's a good way to live, man. I like it when I can just wake up, when I get up, get my coffee.
Yeah, you're men, aren't you? That's right. It's got to be a little bit organised, haven't
have
you,
a
sometimes?
smoke, you know.
You know, I understand we all have to have a part of life. You know, we've got jobs to do. And some of us have got kids, or some of us will have kids at some point or whatever, you know, but we have to continue living our lives. Even though we're flat earthers, we still need to, you know, get up, go to work and, you know, earn a few pounds, crowns, dollars, whatever it is you're earning, you know, to pay for this.
Some shekels.
Some shekels, yeah. Give me some shekels. Might as well give me some shekels. Shackles. I'm chained to my
shackles. Give me some shackles.
Chained to my job. Chained to my flipping apartment. You know, we're locked down, man.
We are locked down.
They want us. You're buying because you need to buy. You're buying because you need to survive. And then you're buying because, hey, look what the neighbor's got. They can't have that. I need to have something better. You know. It's a game, man. A massive game. And it's all about money. Who can make the most? Who can get the most? Who's got the best of every kind of shit, new gadget or whatever it is that's, you know, the latest, greatest or whatever. You know, it's beat your neighbor and get the best that you can. I don't like all that crap. I just want to get up late for work, go to work, do my job, come home, you know. I don't even want to go to work, man. I want to just research stuff and learn about life and nature and about myself, you know. I don't need to learn about how to make a floor or how to build a house or how to put doors on our windows or anything. I know all that shit, man. We need to, you know, further ourselves in another direction, this flat earth direction. Our, like, you know, true selves, like Kosta said. Kosta, you ain't coming back to this planet, man, or you ain't coming back to the flat earth when you demise. I'm sorry to say, but we are all going to die one day, right? When you die, leave this real plane, and we either we come back, rinse and repeat, or like, I'm pretty sure, like someone said in the chat, Kosta, you're ascending, man. You will ascend. You've learned so much. And you agree.
No. We live.
I yield the floor, guys.
777 times we live astral, according to Pythagoras. 777 times, but we can make leaps. So if we learn about ourselves and continue with love to others and respect and stop sinning, let's say, we can ascend faster. But we come back to correct ourselves and go over it again. So we carry with us. It goes back thousands of years, and we are doing this, and we have to trace our life, leave some breadcrumbs behind. Yes. So when we come back to see the past, to see what goes now with flat earth and all these things that come up, maybe we did this again, you know. Maybe we were into this again, and we're so excited. I feel so excited every time I listen, new speakers, new ideas, new philosophies, and for me it's a very big privilege to be here and talk. It's what I live for. I've been doing this for many years, but now this is the best time of my life. And thanks, Karen, and to everybody. And sure, I have more things to do, to present, but maybe I need some other
we're all in it together.
we're in it together. Yes, we're in it together, and yeah.
Yeah,
And only the thought of thinking about these things. When you're at work, when you're on the bus or whatever, I think, oh, what is Astral doing? You know, send me a message through my mind. You know, I think you can get it. I believe these things. It happens.
Yeah, well, like I say, we'll get on because we're not ego-based like that, are we? We're a bit more, I don't know, hopefully a bit more spiritual and stuff, so...
Yes, because you see other people that they see it so completely differently. I mean, what can you say? I'm not going to sit down and explain to them, maybe be a teacher and say stuff. Just do what I do, and yeah, you can say things. But like Joey said, like, say it like a joke, something simple. You know, kind of tell them, all the whole story, and then you get ridiculed. So what's the point? Act like you don't know much. You know, just say, yeah, I heard about this flat Earth. What do you think? And maybe at some point they will make their own research. But it's getting bigger. Yeah, I see more people interested. Many videos.
Yeah, it's definitely getting bigger. You can see that.
Yeah, wow.
YouTube, you know, I mean, it's
Sure.
swamped. And even though they might be removing them or holding them back or whatever, I mean, I look at YouTube now, it's swamped, full of. All right, there's loads of trolls, loads of globers, loads of people that are against us, or even people that are just, asking questions to find out, hey, what is this flat Earth business? You know, is it flat? You know, I see it practically every day where someone's writing a statement, what, the Earth's flat? You know, I mean, like really asking. You know, I can see just by reading what they're reading what I'm reading, that they're new to it. You know, I mean, virgin new, and but it's good because we know as long as we're doing this, as long as new people are coming, it's making an effect. You know, we're taking, or we're doing something, definitely doing something.
Yeah, learning more about the history, what happened on the planet before. That these UFOs and all that could come from the side, not from above, from the side beyond the Arctic ring. So it changes the course of history. It's like new information. Interesting. Yeah. And what the Asians laid there, I mean, all the pyramids that we were talking before, all these megaliths, I think they laid foundations for us to see. And maybe we have to do this for the future. I think this is our task. Lay down something firm, something that will last. We can do it. I think we can do it. It's going to change.
Can I just add something? We seem to have lost Joey, by the way. He dropped off just a little bit ago. I don't know what's happened to him. But we are waiting for Horry to come on.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Horry wants to show us something.
He is so cool.
Hey, little shout out to the chat.
Yeah, Joe Mama's there.
Joe Mama, what's up, baby?
I
met Joe at the meetup. You talked to him, I think, Karen.
Yeah, we did. You did. We did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Joe's cool. What's
bling,
up,
bling,
Peter?
Bling, sorry, bling,
bling, bling.
So in the chat room, bling, bling.
Bling, bling, BS of the ISS. Lady Onyx. All right.
Marilyn, Stevie,
Marilyn.
Peter, DJ Joy Visions there as well.
All right. I'm always trying to shout out the chat. They're very important to this show and hanging out with us and giving us good ideas to talk about stuff. And appreciate it. I don't
ever forget them because I'm actually on the chat as well as on the Hangout. So I always try and say hello to everybody that comes into the chat room. So I don't forget them, but I don't actually shout out too much. So it's good to do that because the chat room are definitely a part of this, as we all are. So yeah, Flat Earth Dude's right. So Kosta, what's your like Joey was talking about the fact that there is Horry as I asked Kosta. Hello, Horry.
Horry shit.
That sound means everybody, right?
Oh my
How are y'all?
You've got the Death Star behind you, man. Watch out.
Doc.
Oh man. Well, I got to watch out for the stormtroopers nowadays, but I got a little something for the stormtrooper if he comes out this go round. And yeah, I don't know yet. If he comes out after it passes, I know that it's the one that I need to deal with. But we'll take that when it happens. I have a whole bunch of new stuff in the background. If you haven't seen this yet, I got all kinds of new stuff.
Hey, good to see you, Horry. Nice. How are you doing, man?
How are y'all?
I like your helmet, man. Yeah, I like your helmet,
days, but it's all good right now. What's that?
I like your helmet.
Yeah, my helmet. Yeah.
It looks like a helmet.
It's
your headphones.
One of those little beanies.
The beanie with the headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm still messing with.
You only need the beanie to go to space.
No, well, yeah. You don't need much at all, actually. That's what I'm learning. Just need to fill up every now and then with some space junk. That's it. No, I'm just here to show. I got something cool to show you guys in a few minutes, but right now I'm trying to twiddle with some of the settings. Every time I reboot my computer, the camera wants to forget like all kinds of stuff, and it's like I got a little green square showing around me, and I thought I had it fixed, and then all of a sudden, poof, now it's back. So I'm like, ah. So I'm like preoccupied.
Don't worry about that. We can still see the stars.
Oh, I know. It's beautiful out here.
We can see you, Horry. You're the star.
I got it now. I just had to bump it up. It's so sensitive. I could change it 2 notches and like, woof, all that goes away. So, but yeah, I was doing some flat smacks lately, and man, let me tell you guys, about half or more than half of the people that I buy flat smacks from. And if you don't know what this is, I go to Fiverr.com and I buy for $5. I get somebody to watch either 40 minutes of a flat Earth video and give us 3 to 5 minutes of their first reactions, or I ask them to watch just 10 minutes of it, and we get to watch the face. So it's like a real time gig. In case you want to know where Santa is.
Father Christmas as well now.
But like I get them to either watch 10 minutes of it and give us their actual reaction, or 40 minutes, and it's great because either way has been working, and it's been entertaining either way for us. Because, I mean, even just the people who have been exposed to it for only 10 minutes are coming out saying, wow, I'm going to watch more. I went from, like, if they were halfway on the subject before, we bumped them closer to flat. Like, things like this, this is what they're saying. So I'm really excited.
Horry, can I just say to you, I totally, truly appreciate everything you do with these flat smacks, and you're paying with your own money, man, to get people to look into the flat Earth.
No, I'm not. I just want to pause you right there, but thanks for that wonderful feedback. But I'm not paying with my own money. I have a wonderful support group on my channel that donates random people, and I stick it into an account. I haven't really spent. I mean, there's one guy that donates like $100 or $40 here and there. He's awesome, my man Harmon. And he's paying.
Anyway, sorry. Regardless of that, what you're doing, you're bringing people into the flat Earth, and that's just. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. It's worth. Sometimes I can't give myself some credit where it's due, but yeah, I do. It's a lot of work, even just to edit the videos, like to get it to where it's entertaining just for you guys to watch. Editing a 10-minute video, the way I do it, when we are listening to these people, I'm dubbing the video's audio in, and we're watching their face. You have perfect audio from the video. Believe me, they're not doing all this on their own. And I'm muting their sounds when they're not talking, and I'm unmuting it when they talk, so we get to hear like as good quality as we can of the situation. And that takes time. It takes me like 45 minutes at least to edit a 10-minute video like that. So it's a lot of time that goes into it. But I love doing it because it's actually working. I mean, the person I'm gonna show y'all today, it's like 7 minutes. She went over the 2 minutes over, and she was so enthusiastic. She wrote all kinds of notes, and she came at it kind of like, I didn't ask her to come at it like this, and she's the first one that's done this, but I think she thought that I wanted a video reaction style video, but you could obviously tell that she was flat smacked and like really excited to see this. And she immediately told me when she turned in the order, so cool, I'm gonna watch all these videos. And yeah, so she was, just wait till you see her reaction. Is incredible. And I'm gonna put together a highlight reel soon, and you're gonna see just how many people were really flat smacked and turned flat in just 40 minutes, 10 minutes, or enough so that they can't go back to thinking it's fully a ball anymore. Yeah, and that's the beauty of it.
Can I just say something again, Horry? Right?
Mm-hmm.
When people, just like regular people, are like browsing YouTube or whatever, and they come across Horry Sheet, and you're flat smacking somebody or whatever, and they see this person that's being flat smacked, and like, oh my god, what? Oh my god, and all that kind of reaction stuff. You're bound to get so many more people being flat earthers because of that. Because looking at those videos, so if you think about it, it's probably tenfold what you're seeing. It's probably tenfold what you're actually seeing, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah. I didn't understand that aspect of it could be really powerful. I thought it was more about me and that individual and us getting entertained. I didn't think about that factor where other people could be a little more warmed up.
I see that. You're only seeing it from you and them. Like it's you two. You've made a difference. You have converted a person, or they'll at least look into it.
And that where I feel like they'll exponentially get more people into it as well. So
Exactly, yeah. And that's where I come in. That's where I'm thinking that person who's looking, they'll tell at least 5 or 10 people, and they will tell 5 or 10 people.
Hey,
massive. You're doing
Horry.
Horry.
Oh, yo.
No drinking and driving in space, man.
I'm not drinking and driving, and this happens a lot. I am drinking. I am drinking and orbiting. There's a difference.
Orbiting. There we go. Okay.
There's no law against that yet.
Not yet.
I haven't touched the steering wheel yet on this thing, and if I did, I don't think it would matter.
So, Joey told me you would go into like some chats of and you would flat smack people in the chat on like some different, maybe some of the, I don't know, whatever you want to call them, some of the off flat earth topics, like somebody sitting there.
Always.
You just drop in, hey man, earth is flat, wake up or something. What do you drop in the, you're doing it all the time?
All the time. What do I say?
Yeah, what do you say?
I usually go into the NASA rooms when people are watching the fake space feeds, and I'm like, "Hey guys, have you ever seen when they do the spacewalks, the bubbles? Have y'all ever seen that?" And that instantly is going to make all these space nerds go, "Wait, bubbles in the vacuum? What?" And that's what? I kind of put it like that, and then I hang in there. Sometimes the mods talk to me, and I'm really respectful, and then I bust out the, I kind of think it's flat, and then I get banned.
Then you're gone, yeah.
But I get enough people going, "Babe, Bubbles, you got a video?" Yeah, Jaren's link. Go to Jarenism.
How I do it. Yeah, I was the first time I went in some space. They were showing the repeat of the recent rocket launch, and there was like 300 people in the chat, and I was like, Earth is flat, man. And they came after me with everything. They didn't ban me, though. I was respectful. I didn't call anybody any names or anything, But I hung in there for about an hour and a half, man, going back and forth with a couple of guys, and it was fun. And then I had a couple people come to my defense, It was like, that was cool.
That is cool, too. I've seen that a lot myself. when I'm in there in the thick of the unknown flat smack, and I have one or two people sometimes be like, yo, yeah, he's right. And it surprises me, but that shows you how much it's growing. I mean, I'll do this a lot in games when we're just waiting for like a lobby, like as a team of us, all random strangers get grouped up, and we're waiting for another team to get grouped up, and then so the game could put us together and we fight. And I'll just be like, so what's up, guys? You know, oh, not much, blah, blah, blah. You ever heard of the flat Earth? And I mean, so I'm instantly like, oh, you're one of those idiots. I hear that. or somebody's
dumbass.
Like, yeah, somebody's like, yeah, I have. Yeah, that's interesting. What about it? And then I start talking about it. And usually other people are kind of quiet, but every now and then it's really good. Or I get one person that's like, yeah, man, I believe it. It's flat, man. And I'll be like, are you kidding? He's like, no. So you still don't 100% know because I don't know. People are always trolling, but no, I'll bust it out on games. I'll get in games where it's so funny. This game called Ark, and the dinosaur game. And you can do so many weird things in this game. Like you can tame a dinosaur. Hey, DeFranco just subbed up to me. Hey, how you doing? You could grab a dinosaur, tame it, feed it berries, tame it, and then paint it all kinds of. So I paint my Velociraptor hot pink, and I drive it over to my neighbor's house because you could build a house like any kind of customized house you want. You actually cut the trees, hit the rocks, build it. It's crazy. But I put this pink dinosaur next to his house, and I put a sign there, and I write on the sign, "Earth is flat. Dinosaurs don't exist."
Hey, that's a great idea. Have you heard about
That's genius,
Horry.
man.
It's gonna
That's
sit there for
genius,
12
bro.
hours until something kills it, but the sign's gonna stay there, and the guy's gonna go,
Yeah.
Horry, you just give me a good idea, man. Right?
Genius, man.
This,
"What's that, Astral?"
This website that what's it called? Another World or another? You know, the online. What's it called now? I'm going back a few years. It's an online. It's a bit like The Sims.
Is it like a medieval style game, or what kind of
No,
genre?
It is a game. Yeah, I've not really looked into it. It's called. What's it called now? Let me think. Oh, buggery.
Is it something like Perfect World, or is it something like World of Warcraft? Or
It's what all it is you are an avatar in another world. Basically, that's it. You know, you're an avatar. You, Horry, create your avatar, and you go on another world, and everyone is avatars.
Sounds like Perfect World. It sounds like Perfect.
I think that's what it's called, Perfect World, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there.
That'd be a perfect spot, dude.
We can do it there.
We could all do it there.
Exactly.
Oh,
All those kind of things. Minecraft and shit.
flash mobbing, dude. Because for people who don't know this, oh god, Astral, that's a great idea. If you don't know what Perfect World is, it's literally like a virtual reality. You make a guy just like it's got bars and you got, I guess you got jobs and you got like a banking system and an economy, and people have actually made, if I'm not mistaken, they made real money on this game, or was that Project Entropia? Either way,
I think they made money as well. Yeah.
okay, so there's probably like you could do stuff in the game and maybe, I don't know, become a Donald Trump and start pulling money out, like real money out from your virtual game. I mean, this is, but anyway, the thing is, you can go to bars or social places like parks, and people are there in their avatar just hanging out. Believe me, this is never something I would do. I play much more fun games, but people do this and literally live in the game. They're addicted. They're pretty addicted people with maybe some social problems, skills problems. But we could flat smack the hell out of them. They're already on the internet 24/7.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Let's do it.
Let's build a flat Earth restaurant and a flat Earth.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, let's do it,
guys.
That sounds
Dude,
good.
if we could make our own shirts with logos, maybe we have to get the game to approve.
Got
I don't know.
Flat Earth Airport.
I'm into
Horry, Lady Onyx wants to see Carlton dance again.
Oh, somebody's got to hit the sub. Go over to the Horry Sheet Show on YouTube and hit the sub, and we'll see Carlton dance all day long. It's my little automatic. Somebody just subbed, and I got Carlton in there to dance for it.
Somebody's got to sub. Somebody go
Somebody's
sub
gotta
Horry,
do it.
please. I'm already subbed, man. What if I unsub? Then I can sub again?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Good thing. I don't know. But I got Space Monkeys now. I've seen a Space Monkey fly by. But let me know when you see the Death Star again, because you liked it.
Looking good, man. Oh, that's a great idea, man. Let's go build a flat Earth community.
Clouds or mist or something in it as well, Horry.
Say again, love. I missed it.
Well, like clouds or mist.
Oh, in this one, in this background?
Yeah, it went past.
There's like, there's some thunder and stuff happening up here in space. It gets colorful. It's turning blue now. We're gonna go and see different shades of blue here in a minute.
Costas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Costas, somebody wants to know your channel. Can you drop it in the chat or
Here, let me
what is
just
it?
type something for everybody there in the chat, and that way you can use the
But-
buttons on the side. And
Type
and
something in the
subscribe.
chat, Costas.
Okay, let me go to the
If you
chat to
can.
see. Yeah.
Man, that weird
Uh-oh.
square
Joey's
is coming
back.
back.
All right.
Joey,
Joey's back.
Horry Sheets.
brother man, how's it going?
Better now, brother. The more family that gets together, the happier I am.
Oh, family's a wonderful thing if you can keep it together, brother.
It is. We're gonna make sure it happens. That's what this group's all about, is making sure that we keep branching out and branching out peacefully.
Mm-hmm. I heard what you were saying about Dell, and
I love Del. I love Del.
I love what he does. I love what he does.
Absolutely love him. Look, I was wrong about the lava. I got called out. It's no big deal. Antonio was wrong about, he lied about Patricia. No big deal. He should come out, and Del just should stop calling women the C word. I mean, in the community, that should be intolerable, especially when it's heroes. And that's all I was trying to say. But, you know, we argued a little bit, but I love the guy. He's a bad dude. All kinds of guys love him because they think he's like some macho guy that's going to save us all. But he's one guy. You know what I mean? He's one person. So that's what everyone needs to realize, is that, look, this is a matter of us all getting out there and doing it and encouraging everybody else to.
Yeah, it's true. We just need to do, like I think he was saying too, you just do your own thing. Whatever you are capable of doing, do that. Do your best and do that. I mean, if it's just pointing out stuff like NASA bubbles and making fun of NASA, it's going to go a long way. It's going to go, especially when you start looking at space bubble. You missed it. Huh?
Hey, brother Horry, look, along those same lines, this is where a lot of people agree on the unity thing, but a lot of people start getting mad at me when I start saying stuff like, you know, Alex Jones, I think people should leave him alone too. He doesn't know about flat Earth. He doesn't think it's true, but he teaches people about 9/11. He teaches, you know, we're all doing our own thing. And if we just leave each other alone and wait till they come to the flat Earth, because you got to know about 9/11 first. You got to know about, you know, the Federal Reserve not being Federal or Reserve. But that's my opinion. A lot of people say he's a shill, he's a, you know, whatever. I think that we're all attacking each other, and that's their plan. That's their trick. Until we can all just start getting on the page of, hey, why would they even be opening their mouth? And even if they are opening their mouth and saying some truths and some untruths, who cares? Why would somebody have them telling truths? Because one truth will awaken somebody. That's all it takes. You know what I mean? So I think along those same lines, leave everybody alone. Let's just, if you don't support them because they're not a flat earther, like Joe Rogan, he's not a flat earther, right? But he's not a shill. The guy honestly thinks that flat earth is ridiculous. He hasn't come to his level yet. We're at a higher level on information, but yet our lower level is kicking in as far as calling these other people names. Oh, they're not representing their, we should just be on his show saying, look, Joe Rogan, I'm a big fan of yours. You should really look into the flat earth. Who wants to look into something if people are calling you a moron or whatever? You know what I mean? We're just going about it the wrong way, is my opinion.
Well, I would say, Joey, that instead of, you know, going and, you know, trying to convert someone like Joe Rogan or Alex Jones or whoever, you know, forget about those people because they've got their own little agendas, you know. We can concentrate on our little, the person you meet at the bus stop or the person you know you meet at the store or whatever, you know. Keep it simple. Always keep it simple because it's the best way. Don't make things convoluted or any more difficult than they need to be. They don't need to be difficult.
Agreed indeed.
Simple.
And along those same notes is, look, just like what you're saying, you don't have to worry about Joe Rogan's not a flat earther. You know, just use it, for example, he's got a big fan base. Just go on his page and talk to his fans. You know what I mean? If you want to do that. Like Horry Sheets, how you do that, brother? You go on all these pages where nobody's expecting to get hit up with flat earth, flat smack them like nobody's business. And that's not everybody's technique. You know, I don't know that I can do that. I can do that with you, but on my own it'd be hard, right? So we got to unify and just do whatever we can do.
You get better at it.
It's all making a difference, and you do get better, yeah. Because, you know, we start to realize, you know, when people throw slurs at you, you just don't let your temper get involved. That's it.
Oh nah, no, that's easy though. That's easy because you just feel bad for these people that are trying to get mad at you, and it's kind of it makes me want to laugh, and I'm just trying not to giggle the whole time they get mad at me and calling me names like stupid, idiot, don't know anything, and I'm like, you have no idea how much research I've done, bro. Oh my god, but I don't come at them like that. I'm just like, well, you know, what about this? And what about this? What about this? And all these things are just things you can't run from. Like, well, why do we see things over 100 miles away from sea level that we shouldn't be able to, anything? It could be a mountain. I mean, it's just, but if it's a friggin' any kind of building 100 miles away that we could see, 70 miles away, it would have to be a skyscraper, but it's not. You know, it's a water tower. Like, what are we doing? We're living on a flat Earth. I say, what about space bubbles? What about NASA doing their training in buoyancy pools and us seeing space bubbles? Oh, don't mind the decapitated Fepe. That's an inside joke.
Hey, speaking of that, did you know that Brother Sanchez and IPS have been doing some shows together?
Oh, he's getting won't last long.
But I told you my opinion, Horry. I'll tell everybody else this is just my opinion. I think personally, just my opinion, I've talked to IPS several times on the phone. Doesn't mean we're boys or anything, but I talked to him on the phone. And I think he was legitimately a flat earther. Here's my opinion. I think that what happened, I think what happened to him was, I think he lied about all the stuff that he said he was doing, as far as he wasn't really a flat earther. He was just in it to, you know, to make money or whatever. I think he said that
was a troll for his stalker, supposedly. I talked to him about that.
I think he just did that because he was like, you know what, I'm tired of this. You know, sure, whatever. And he just did that. And it's more of like, it's like how Alex Jones said, yeah, sure, what is that guy? I'm Bill Hicks. And everyone, see, he said it. It's like, no, man. You drive somebody to a point in your own community where they just say, you know what, yeah, sure, you guys, I'm the enemy. See you later. You know? And I think that happens too much. But I'm not saying that's for sure what happened to IPS. But I stand behind all of our flat earthers, even in their worst moments, and I think that's what happened. I hope that's what happened because he's.
We want me to tell you what he said to me about it?
Yeah.
And see, I'm going through a bit of a red space fog right now. If you guys notice that, I kind of like this.
The Van Allen radiation belt, brother.
Van Allen radiation. But he told me that he was going to put out some sort of expose or an ebook or whatever he called it. And he wanted to bait his stalkers into buying it. So it must have been something that sounded like he put in a lot of work trying to say that he's all I'm doing is trolling the whole flat earth community. That's all I'm doing. And they fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. And I mean, I saw that my heart sank. I was like, did I just get bamboozled? So I was like, I contacted him right away. And he was like, oh, no. He said, I'm just trying to get my stalkers to buy that book, get a little revenue from all these freaks that are messing with me, all the MGTV fans that want to really read the book, like totally gonna, collect some money on this. And I mean, dude's all about making money. Dude's all about, and it's okay with me too, but not if you're trying to climb and put people down, like calling FE Core and Karen B. Said Karen B is death threatening him and stuff. Like, how crazy is that? Like, he thinks the whole FE Core is death threatening him, and he says he has an FBI case out right now. Like, dude.
Well, you know what? Too. Here's the thing. There's a lot of flat earthers that for some reason claim they've been a flat earther for longer than they have. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. They think it's going to get them.
Is that what he did?
No. I'm just trying to make an example. And they think it's maybe going to somehow get them some clout. Just like there's some flat earthers who say, oh, the FBI is after me. They think it's going to make everyone think they're onto more stuff. Look, we're all onto the same thing here. We're all onto the same thing at differing levels. So I think he does that out of ego. But I just hope that he stays in the community and he gets welcomed back, if he's legit. Just like I hope Antonio Cervantes. I can't help but mention Antonio Cervantes. You know what I've noticed in every show I've been on? Because I really want him to come back. And look, it's so obvious that he lied. Anybody who thinks that he didn't lie, come on my show. Come on. And it's no big deal that he lied. I think that we should all just forgive him as soon as he says, yeah, I made it up. Because, look, it's beyond that. And it made Patricia stronger and tougher. She had to endure.
I think quite a few people, really.
Look, right now, I could do this, Horry, or Karen, or Flat Earth, or for everybody listening. Horry Sheets, me and him are homeboys now, right? So we're cool. But if I wanted to, I could go on my show and be like, you know what, Horry? I talked to him on the phone. I spoke to him and his girl. And trust me, dude, they're not in this for the right reasons. You know what they told me? I could just make up whatever, right? It doesn't matter that it's hearsay. Everyone will buy it. We can put an end to this, guys, by saying, look, that allegation that you're making about Horry sounds correct, Joey. Go on a show before I believe it, and you guys exchange your information face to face and bring the facts, and then we'll take it. But no, the community goes, oh, I knew it, blah, blah, blah. And that's a big problem because we can make any allegations we want unfounded. And we have to remember what got us into the flat earth. Facts.
Look at the rift. Look at the rift that ODD caused within the entire flat earth community by saying that Mark and Patricia were shills because of an MGTV video like a year and a half ago. Like that was and he was caught in Brother Sanchez's chat. Like Brother Sanchez said that he approached him and said that he was apologetic, but he never came public. And when I emailed him about it. That's why I don't cover ODD, because I'm like, dude, look, I know some inside info. Why don't you just, come out clean. Yeah, it'd be the second time you threw him under the bus for no reason at this point. But where's your integrity? It's in the same boat as IPS's, if you ask me. And it's a shame. I love these people. I love what they're trying to do for the most part. But the way you just can't. Why crap on other people? That's like, I don't go out of my way to talk about anybody. I just might say why I don't talk about somebody anymore and what I found out, and I move on. But what's funny? IPS, he's sending me messages. He's like, this is an email that says, "Stop your gossip" was the subject line. And he says, there's no need for you to be focusing your attention on me, which I don't. The only time I ever talk about him is like this. He's telling me like some girl took a picture of him for blackmail purposes while they were in a hotel and all this crazy stuff. And he's really worried about whatever this picture is. But he's claiming that she took a picture of his license and sent it off to all these people like she's a mole and she's part of like the FE core people that are death threatening him. I mean, the dude is really a little bit nuts, okay? And I was there to I stuck my neck out for him a lot. But when you get down to it, Joey, when you get this kind of stuff, I'm getting an email at the very bottom. It says, "Stop gossiping about me. Final warning, it's not my minions you need to be concerned about. I don't meme people who decide to become my enemies." I don't meme people who decide to become. I don't even know what that means. Final warning? Get out of here. This dude is so funny at this point. It's sad, man. It's really sad. I don't think we should be taking up for these people, Joey. No, I don't. I just don't.
Horry. I think we agree. I just don't know how to put my words together perfectly sometimes.
Well, I get it. I'm on your side with a lot, but when it comes to individuals that... Okay, I'll let you finish.
Let me just say this real quick, Horry. I don't know everything about what's happening with IPS. If that's the case, then you should call them out. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about those people that are calling out with no facts and making slander. That's all I'm saying. Like me talking about Antonio, I should shut my mouth, but he's my buddy and I want him to fess up. So, you know what I mean? There's a difference. So what you're doing with IPS, hey, right on, brother. You know what I mean? If he's doing that, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the people that are making these crazy false allegations just because they're
like him. He's saying Karen B sent him death threats and he's got an open FBI case. He doesn't have the noggin to realize that it's some other crazy that's posing as FE core.
Yeah. It's probably his own people that are trying to root him on, or I caught.
It is.
I don't want to say who it is, but I caught some people catfishing, making some stuff about me, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's solve this all. Show your face. Of course they won't. That'll solve it for everybody. That's the wave of the future. If there's a real beef and the other person doesn't want to show their face to even if they're the one being accused to state their claim, then they're guilty by not showing.
Can I interrupt you there, Joey? I think the best thing to do is to confront the person, one-to-one, and say what it is you need to say. Never mind airing it on YouTube, with all this.
I agree.
I mean, because
that can make it worse. That can make it worse.
It pisses me off, right? I'm hearing stories about this person, stories about. It's like I do not want to hear anything. I'm blinking myself from that shit. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I only want to hear about the flat Earth in a positive light, because we're killing ourselves if we start, doing shit like that. Hacking at each other. It's not necessary. We don't need it because we're small. We need to grow. The only way we can grow is to stick together and to build together, not chop each other down. What is it with all the backbiters and, sticking in the back and God knows what, Seriously.
Well, I think that's a thing of the past. There's still a little bit of residual of that. But you know what I mean? We had to go through our phases. You know, we're not enlightened. None of us are. We're all getting towards that goal of becoming more enlightened. But along the way, we realize, you know, we're still taking a lot of our old baggage with us. And just like right now, I'm probably doing some negative stuff. And in a year from now, I'll look at it and go, that was really wrong. You know, so hopefully we're always growing. But I agree with you. If you have a problem with somebody, I've done this plenty of times. I'll go to the person, I'll instant message them. I'll tell them I'm not recording it. We'll talk about it. And usually like in 30 seconds, we're cool.
Yeah. That was best.
Joey, let me kind of share something with you. And share something with everybody in the community. I am by my nature a spiritual healer, and I don't know how you're going to interpret it, but that's all I know is that I seem to be one of those people that when I'm talking to you, you might tell me, boy, I've just never told anyone that before. Wow. And that's because people can open up to me about things. People feel very comfortable around me. It's how I'm able to get in between the drama. See that stormtrooper? That's the one. I'll get to him in a second. But that's how I'm able to get in between everybody's quote unquote drama or mishaps. This person is against that person for these reasons. I'm able to, like, I know both of these parties. I heard from both of these parties about their own beef. Copy that times, like, I'm losing count, maybe at least 6. And hold on a second. Digging this. I gotta set the crank for this. Watch this, guys. I'm gonna get him. I'm tired of this. There you go. There you go, Karen. There you go, Karen. I had to get that minigun popping out the back.
I thought you were gonna lightsaber him, man.
Oh, I could do that next. Is that something funny? Now, when you're on my channel and that actually happens, there's like a sound effect. When I go in there and start doing this to the car, there's like a crank, crack, crack, ding, crack, 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 ding. And then the gun comes up and it's a whole sound effect, but you can't hear it over this stream. But I'm getting the timing down. So thanks for letting me goof off. I got it perfect. But no, it's I get in between all the drama, and it's not because I want to. It's because I'm put there. And then I'm in the middle of it going, well, how can I fix it? So Joey, I got this FE unity, and me and you are on that. That is where me and you click so hard. But when it comes down to, like, I had Bob from Glowbusters, pretty much FE core saying, hey, do you want to talk to IPS? I'm literally a tab over, and I can click a button on my mouse and say, hey, you guys in Discord? Hey, IPS, blah, 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 blah. I did that. Bob was like, yeah, tell him I want to talk to him. So I clicked over, hung up with Bob and clicked over, and I was like, hey, you want to talk to Bob about all this? I got his number. He could pop in here. Let's just end all this drama because it's not Karen B death threatening you. Let's talk about it. And he dodged that. Like, he was like, I'm like, dude, you were this close to fixing all this, but you'd rather what?
His ego's probably too big to admit that whatever it was, so he'd rather it be unsettled, and that's a big problem.
But I can't support anybody like that. I mean, once you are at that level where I am, and I'm like, hey, here's your key to dissolve it, and you're like, no, I'm done. I get why you might not have got that far with him, but you called him on the phone. That's really freaking far. But so have I. I might have gone a little deeper, and that's why I dropped.
You probably did go deeper. The only level, just so you know, the only level I went with is I called him on his show, because whatever that was back in the day, and I just talked to him for a while. So, and I think I called him twice. So it's not like we went super deep. You probably went a lot deeper.
I think I've done business work for him.
Yeah, but we're on
Discord for months.
We're on the same page, exactly, and the reality of it is that I think a lot of people are catching on that, yeah, of course, like, it doesn't feel good to fight anyways, and unity is where it's at.
I'm with you on that, but I do believe in cutting the chafe.
Yeah, me too.
But here's the thing, Anthony, Super Rats, is Antonio Super Rats. I appreciate what he's doing way more than what IPS is now doing 24. He's talking about gang stalking and stuff on his channel. That's all IPS talks about. So I'm okay with, like, losing that friend, not talking about him. But I still look at Antonio and I'm like, I wish he would come back. I wish he would apologize for what he did and come back, because I like the sun tracking work he's done and the new map that he's creating. And people are telling me, yo, why don't you look at his work? Why don't you look at his work? Somebody very dear to me is like, hey, you ought to look into his stuff now. And I'm like, you know what? All right. But I struggle with what info do I bring to the table to all my viewers that appreciate the curation that I do of all the flat Earth content. Like, how can I bring people that I just know are not good stewards of the movement to my people? So I'm kind of like, I'm having to be, do I just study his work and condense it and make it sort of my own? Because who cares? Screw him. But I'll say somebody else did it, not me, but I don't like him, so I ain't even gonna tell you who it is. That's not even copyright. What is that? I bet it's legal. It's just public information. Heck, I don't care. I'll do that, but I don't have the time. So I just don't even talk about him. So I'm missing out on giving all that news, giving all that info that's coming out in his corner because I don't like the guy. I'm struggling.
You know, we're in that same boat. We love him, but we're disappointed in him. But one thing, I mean, Antonio is a genius. One thing he did that was so genius, and I wish he would come back and just apologize, is that he was one of the people, I don't know who else, debunked the, the southern stars rotating the opposite direction. He found a video where they were just basically playing it in reverse. So he's got a genius mind, you know, and he's got a lot to bring to the table. Unfortunately, just like some other people have, he just used his, his ingenuity to help when he got hurt in a relationship with Patricia and he felt rejected. So he uses that genius mind that he helps out with to do something else, evil and corrupt kind of. But he's a good guy. We want him back and we love him. But everybody has to say, look, I was wrong. IPS has to, Antonia does, whatever. And then we move on because we can't, until they actually admit it, they're probably going to do it again, or they're going to, a lie has to cover for a lie, has to cover for a lie. Same thing in the truth community.
Yeah.
But you're the man, brother. You're like, I have no favorites, but you're like one of my favorites because I love what you do on your shows. And Flat Earth Fokker is another one of my favorites. I love what he does on his shows.
He's cool too.
He brings it raw and real. He doesn't have the technology, but brother has a mohawk, and that's all he needs.
He's cool. I like watching his stuff. He gets out there, does his thing too, man, and I appreciate that, Joey. And I really appreciate what you're doing. I got a few favorites, and you're in the top 3, man, because of what you're doing. And I respected you for what you did with the volcano work to really show us. It wasn't about, to me now it's not, it's not fake. And I was hoping it would be a big scam because that would just give us it's just something to really chew on. But now, no, it's still, there's a big conspiracy, and you were there to say, it's actually going further out than they want, but it's hitting the ocean, and that's hitting the ocean and it's coming back. It could be making it could destroy the island. We don't know what's going on. You brought that to my table, and that needs to be brought to light, because if they're fricking fracking, I like that. If they're fricking fracking over there, like fricking fracking varmints, then we need to know about it. Because if you're messing with, if you know how lava flows as a volcanist, and you mess up one of those, what is it? A column of lava coming out of the earth, you reroute that. What are you doing? What are they fracking there for? I mean,
they're tapping into these veins that we call lava tubes that are supposed to be under there flowing. That's our recycling system for the earth. Yes. And if you puncture a hole in your vein, like when you get a needle in your vein, then blood can come out. But you make it big enough, it doesn't stop. And that's what's happening over there. I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's what you brought to the table, man. And you had to go to the depths and eat some crow, but you did that in the end.
God, that was the funnest experience I've ever had in my life.
But that's why I said those words, because you said you had to eat some. But you came out on top, man. I just totally
never tasted so good.
Yeah.
I just asked something about the volcanoes. As much as you know, Joe, is it still spilling out like that? Is it still the same?
Spewing out like nobody's business. And there's even a little cluster. You can see the top of a mass of lava that's forming its own island. It's starting to go right next to where that lava flow is going. It's not stopping. The temperature is like a little over 2,000 degrees, which is crazy. That's the temperature of it first coming out. It's so hot they can't use any type of thermometer. They have to use these pieces of iron, stick it in there, take it out, and then measure the temperature by measuring how hot the iron is. And it's flowing so increasingly fast that my tour guide who took me, a guy named Eco, him and his wife moved already. The reason why they're out of there is because it's too devastating, and a lot of other people are following suit. So it's definitely devastating the island, and I believe it's because of the fracking. It could be natural, who knows? But it doesn't go against there's no volcanoes on a flat Earth, because that was my whole goal anyways. Look at Fissure 8, March 3rd, it was flat and level. March 8th, March 10th, you see a little bit of a mound. So people were mistakenly thinking that it's a volcano erupting when it's not. And I was telling everybody, they're going to start saying Yellowstone. And that's what the news is saying just since yesterday. They're saying Yellowstone's going to blow imminent. So who knows what they're doing. We got to spread this word as fast as we can, this flat earth unity thing, because regardless of all these different truths, the real thing is we got to get rid of government.
Yeah, you're right, man. We gotta really take a hard look at the government and tell people what they're all doing wrong. In so many ways, they have problems. Karen,
Sorry, I was going to say one thing. At least get rid of half the government. You know, I mean, there's just way too many people there in the government. Seriously, do we need that many flipping politicians and shit? I don't think so. And they got big wages, don't they?
Well, we're all looking for a different way, aren't we? We want it different now. What were you going to say, Horry?
I want to show y'all the fissure that.
Okay, well, I'll just take it off you for a minute, just before you do it. I'll just take it off just in case you do.
Well, I got a question because, like, you say application window. Oh, wait, now I can click that. Oh, I got this. Hold up, I got this. All right, so here we go. Yeah. Tell me if I'm doing it right. Go ahead and do what you got to do. Okay.
Yeah, I put it on for
Right,
dude.
Here we go. Here we go. Tell me if you're seeing this video on my screen as a volcano.
Yeah.
This is.
We're not going to talk too much. We're not going to talk too much about getting a strike.
Oh, no. This I don't. Would this give Karen a strike, Joey, to show this volcano erupting?
Is that my video?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can show that. That's my video.
Okay.
And it's not showing any addresses or anything.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to double check. So check this out, guys. This is what's going on over there at Fissure 8 and why the fracking is so bad. And you can see that it's legit. Nobody's going to get video like this close and be sending it out. Or maybe if it is, you got to dig for it. But here it is. That's the volcano chilling right now. And then we're going to have some video of this like splosion splashing of the lava. You could talk us through this, Joey, if you'd like.
Sure. So just walking on the fresh lava, you can hear it cracking and there's glass particles all over the place. The ground feels like there's a railroad train going by you. The ground is trembling. And that fire, although it looks, that lava, although it looks tremendous in this video, and I'm going to get closer to it, it does no justice to it. It's like the way it's pouring out is insane. It's just like they tapped a hole into it, and it's just so let me explain. Lava tubes run underneath the earth and they're flowing lava constantly, continually. They always have been. But when you tap a hole into it that's big enough that it can't actually close itself, it's as that lava keeps on passing by, all that lava is just going to keep on pouring out, and covering the island up. And that's what I was able to capture in that video. Thanks for showing that, brother. That's what I was able to capture in that video close up. Actually, that's closer than probably anybody ever has really gotten legally. And that video shows exactly what's going on. That's not a rare moment. That's continuous. That's what it's doing day and night.
Yeah, that was insane. And I don't know if you guys saw it in real time, but that stuff isn't moving in slow-mo. It's splashing out and ripping, roaring out, right?
Almost unbelievable.
That's why I thought it was fake. It looks so fake. Oh my God. Like, it's never behaved that way before. And all the locals were telling me they've been fracking. We've been fighting against it, but nobody paid attention to us. They didn't know about, oil being finite and stuff. They're not, truthers. A lot of the Hawaiians just want their land back, and they don't want anybody building on their land or fracking on their land. So it's not like they're
I saw a video just as this, like I was actually looking up about the volcano, but it actually brought this video up, and it said that they knew that something had happened weeks and weeks before. They were expecting something to happen because there'd been a slide. Already reports. They already knew something was going to happen. They'd already reported something's coming.
Well, that's what all the locals were saying. The locals were saying that so they were trying to frack there legally, right? And then the locals got them out of there. But then they found some people illegally fracking, and the locals busted them. And instead of doing something about it like they usually might do, they turned them into the authorities. And the authorities gave them a slap on the wrist, and they kept on going back and going back. So they did their fracking. They punctured it. That's why look into fracking. Do study on fracking. Fracking is just a nickname that we call this method of putting inside of shale rock this these solutions, these liquid solutions that are able to dissolve everything and make gigantic holes called fissures. There's no coincidence why these things are all called fissures, and they're all spewing out exactly where they were fracking at. Each one of those fissure 1, 2, 3 that keeps on going down, those are old fracking spots. It's for anybody who looks into it, it's a no-brainer. But what are we going to do about it? Nobody believes us. If a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to see it, then what are we going to do? You know, the people there are being devastated. They can't do anything about it because everyone thinks it's a natural catastrophe.
Hasn't this killed people? This went through villages and killed people, didn't it?
Yeah, a lot of, so of course I didn't believe it. I know that in the beginning, but going there, everybody's being devastated by it. Everybody's being devastated. I mean, luckily it's not throughout the whole island because it's a stream of lava river, but it's slowly starting to branch out. And as it does, it's tearing the communities, but it's not slow like it used to be. This stuff is tearing down your community faster than you can think. And the fumes of sulfuric acid, it's really, really, really toxic. I came back only being there one day, and it took me like a week to recover. So it's very, you know, it's horrible. And that's what they're doing to everybody. Look at what they did, 20, 30 years ago to the Amazon people. They were dumping aluminum and mercury and stuff into their water. You know, they're going to continue doing that because the Hawaiian people are still fighting for their rights back. And they legally, they have won in court. So, okay, we'll get rid of all of you guys, you know. That's what I think.
Oh, that's really, oh boy. I think you hit a nail on the head there, brother man. Because that's what they're doing. Hawaiians are fighting for their right to keep their land. The American government pretty much took over that, right? So I can see why they'd be like, oh, well, we're just going to melt you all out of there.
Yep, that's how they do it. And if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to see it, truth is it doesn't fall. I know it does fall, but it don't.
How much of the island has this taken then, Joey?
Not that much. So the island, they call it the Big Island of Hawaii because it's bigger than all the other islands. And it doesn't have very many people that live there. So luckily that's in the favor of the Hawaiians that are there, is that it's not devastating everybody. It's only taking up probably about 4 to 8% of the land that's there. So it's really not that much if you think about it compared to all the land, but that's not the problem. It's not slowing down. And see, lava, what it does is it lays a road for itself first with its first initial pour out. Once that hardens, the next time it pours, it's able to branch out further and further and further. So it's spreading. And right now it's only, like I said, 4 to 8% of the island, but come 2 weeks from now, it's probably going to be about 10 to 12% and so on and so on. So, and there's no way that we know of that we can stop it. They're talking about dropping like a bomb in it to suck out the oxygen. That would be the stupidest thing you can do.
Oh my God,
right? You know what I mean? And if they get the people to support that stupid stuff, then there you go. They'll blame it and they'll say the volcano erupted. That's what they'll say.
Yep, they'll say something. Oh my gosh. You know, it's almost like a mission. I wish I could, fund myself to do this, but I would love to go down there and interview the people that have been, put out of home, had family members maybe die or perish in this, and tell them what we know, because you're not going to get anybody more fired up than somebody like that. And if that's going to have to be what it takes to piss off a bunch of fire ants, really, and so they can finally go after the source of their problem with an informed mind. And you know what? Like, who do we have to do that? I don't think anybody's out there doing that, man. This is some Sophia small storm type of stuff where, big. I would do it if I could, man. You're hitting the nail on the head there, Joey. Guarantee it.
Guys, I gotta get going again. I wanted to jump on, but this girl right here with that little sad face, she ready to play. I know. I love you guys so much, and I'll try and jump back on again, but I'm listening to everything. Karen, I love you. You know that. I gotta say that every time. It's all due to you, so thank you and all the United family.
Thanks, Joey.
And I'm so proud to be a part of it. So proud.
Glad you're here.
We're glad you're a part of it, man. Big time. Thank you.
Chee-hoo.
Aloha.
Hey, I would just like to say, if anyone's got a telescope, Karen, have you got a telescope by any chance? There's a beautiful.
Yeah, I need a bit of help, Flat Earth dude.
Moon in
I've
the
got
sky.
to get
I think,
help me.
if I'm not wrong, Jupiter.
Not right now.
If I'm not wrong, Jupiter is also highly visible tonight. It's dipping low now, but you can still see it.
Venus. I think that's Venus, or the bright one to the west, right?
No, this is a little bit more north of where I am now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It is Jupiter.
All right. Cool, man. Yeah. I love the sky's been amazing last few nights. Just amazing.
No, my stars have completely disappeared now, guys, and I'm a little, a little bummed.
Yeah, where are you going? You've obviously got a bit further on now or something.
Way to Mars, Horry, by any chance?
What's that?
Are you on your way to Mars by any chance?
Yeah, sure, yeah. I'm on my way to Mars.
When you do get there eventually, I mean, it's a few million miles away, isn't it? But when you do get there eventually, will you tell me how much power is on that Mars? What's it called? That rover, that little rover thing. How much power's left on that?
I'll do a meal. I'll just grab my P900 and just look there, because
zoom in on it.
Zoom in on it. Oh, it's terrible. They got us.
There's even a Horry icon going past.
Yeah, I got the Horry icon.
That's the sun and moon, that is.
It eclipses the Earth and the Death Star, and I'm just having fun. Guess who? Charm Fear wanted to be part of the background, so you'll see Charm Fear float by at some point when I get around to editing a picture of her.
Nice one.
So yeah, I'm just if you want to be in the background, let me know. It's gonna be fun.
Horry, did you want to show us something else as well?
Sure. It's a bit long, but this I watched so far about 3 minutes of it, 4 minutes of it, and I can't wait to see the rest myself. It's a woman that I paid $5 to watch. I forget which one she watched, but she watched one of the videos, one of the popular ones, and she's just talking about it, and she's so enthusiastic about it. It's about 7 minutes long. If you want to play it, let me know if the audio is able to be played, though, if it starts. Want to do
Go
that?
on then, try and play it then.
Okay,
I'll just take it away just in case.
Yeah, I figured out how to do it now, Karen. I didn't know I can just click the tab that says application window and pick my application, because I was like, wow, it just gives me one application.
That's
right
how
there.
you don't show the yeah.
So it's all right. Now I got it, and here we go. Ready when you are. All
Go
right.
on then. We can't hear it, Horry.
Okay, so check it out. Let me see how well you hear it if I'm gonna just unplug my speakers and leave the mic over here. And if it doesn't sound good, let me know. But we'll listen to it until somebody tells me that. And I think with my $300 condenser mic, we have a good shot at hearing this pretty good. So there we go.
Hi guys, so I'm Irene, and I discovered something, and I decided that.
Does it sound okay?
Does. That's okay, Horry.
Okay, here we go.
I should share it, and don't mind my house actually a mess. So I discovered something, and I decided to share it because my friend Justin has been telling me about this flat Earth thing, but I wasn't really bothered. He's like, go see these videos, and I'm like, I'm not interested in all of that. And then he sent me 5 links. One was Planet Flat Earth. Let me see, because I just watched them yesterday. Planet Flat Earth 2018 Nature's Documentary 2. I'm actually stating it in case you want to go watch it. And Flat Earth, the ultimate litmus test, a stranger's guide to Planet Flat Earth, 21 questions and answers. An introduction to Planet Flat Earth, 35 flat Earth questions answered, 200 proof Earth is not a spinning ball. So I'm not the kind of person to believe in whatever, like, I don't care whether that is that or this is this, because I believe that apart from experiences, all the things we know are actually told. People tell us. Most of the things we know, most of the things we believe in, people tell us. So I'm not really bothered about when they come and say, oh, this is this or that is that. This is this or that is that. I'm not really bothered. I just live my life, And then I watched this video. I mean, it's really interesting. The first video I watched, like I said earlier, is Planet Flat Earth 2018 Nature's Documentary 2. And I really found out interesting stuff. Like, it's more like when they tell you, I found out that this research work is easier, to understand. It's very logical. It's something you could just on your own take a look at, and it's not as hard as the whole story behind the earth being fair, spare, or the earth being round. When they tell you that, the earth is this, and then you have to do a lot of calculations and you have to do a lot of thinking. So you just be like, there's no need about this. Like, smarter people have done the research, so let me just believe it. But I just realized that this is actually really, 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 really simple, to look at, very logical to look at. And I'm like, it got me thinking, like, the things I found on this video are very intriguing. I may not be able to explain all the knowledge, I found in this video. You should go watch it for yourself. Like, it points you to everyday living that shows that the earth cannot actually be round. Okay, how about you say the earth? They say the earth is round and it spins. I think as it spins, we ought to feel like a movement, but we never do. Like, since I've been on earth, I've never felt a movement. I don't know. So it's just more like it opens my eye to certain things, right? It's an eye opener. And then sometimes you're flying, when you're flying a plane, or if you are in a plane that's flying. I was thinking that since the earth is actually round or sphere, that you get to, like, see some signs, but we just up there, and then we see like everything is on a flat surface. I don't know how we can explain that to me, but this is some interesting shit that I think a lot of people should go and read, or a lot of people should read on, or a lot of people should watch videos. Like, there are videos that explain this whole thing to people, and I'm still watching, so I may not be able to give you like everything in detail, but I'm still watching. And then one of the questions that came to my mind when I watched this video was when I heard that the pictures we've been seeing, like, since geography class, and then they show you a round ball, and they show you certain things, and then they tell you that, this is the earth, and this is how round it is, and this all of this. And then I'm hearing that these pictures are fake and they're scam. And I'm like, okay, so what have we been believing, all this while? And it's not just someone in this video, it's not just someone talking. They have footage, like proof that this person has researched is actually true, kind of. I'm saying kind of because I don't know, like, someone else's research could come up and another person's research could come up, and but I think there's a whole lot of truth behind this particular research work. It's really intriguing. Now, the guy who made the globe, you all need to just go watch it. He says that this photo of the globe, the earth round, is actually photoshopped because they pick from footage, that they've been sent, and they just put it together. And if you have to put it together, why put it together round? Because you want us to believe that the earth is round, so you just make a round stuff. Like, if it's pictures, if there are different individual pictures that you put together, you can as well put them on a flat surface. So I mold the ball and tell us that that's what the earth looks like. Well, I really don't know the reason behind all of this, but these videos can explain a whole lot if you watch them. And the end, I wrote all of this down because I really, I wrote a lot down because I really needed to say things that I saw in the video. Very intriguing. So at the end of the video, like, I had some doubts, but then there were footage of men who are part of this research. They try to find answers, and they go meet the people, the so-called people who say they have gone to the moon, to this and that, and they ask them questions, and they try. I mean, if you go somewhere and someone asks you, did you actually see this thing? It's easy. You can just say, I saw it, and then there's no big deal in it. And I find it very funny that a lot of them are trying to run away from these questions. So I wasn't so clear. I had to go watch. I also watched A Stranger's Guide because I'm a stranger. I'm just, understanding this whole thing for the first time. I watched The Stranger's Guide to Flat Earth, 21 questions and answers. I mean, if you watch these videos, and there are a lot of all your questions will be answered. And the fact is that you'll find answers actually. I'm still watching, and I just think we should all just try and watch it. It's it's intriguing, the things that you would find in this video. Bye. I'll still make a video if I find everything that you should know. But this video is just for you to go watch it. Like, it's intriguing, the things I found.
And that's it. What do you guys
Oh,
think
good,
about that?
good stuff, Horry, you know.
Oh my goodness.
Stuff, Horry.
Oh,
Well done.
God. I thank you. I didn't get to watch I just watched, like I said, 4 minutes of it, and it just got better and better. And did she not do her homework? She was paid and asked to watch 40 minutes of one, and I sent her 5 links, and she read them all out right there in the beginning like a champ. And I think she watched them. It looked like she watched them all, or at least maybe skimmed around in several and made this video. And she's completely on board. It sounds like. $5, guys. Or it cost me $7 because now Fiverr's trying to charge you a $2 service fee, but still $7. We helped change a life. Oh man.
Yeah, very nice lady.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not just one life, Horry, potential for many more. You know that.
Yeah, because you have to at some point talk about this with your significant other. So at least there's 2 that are going to get flat smacked. And then you got to talk about it with your best friends. So there's 3, and maybe your brother or your sister. There's 4 or 5. Maybe you got 3 sisters, 7, 8, 9. You see how it multiplies. Because you're going to share this. You're going to have to.
I was about to say, do you know any flat earther who is their solo flat earthers, that they don't say anything to anybody? No, we have to speak up, don't we? We have to.
Well, I do, but I do know people that I think I'm still hearing them say, oh, well, I kind of accidentally flat smacked my sister the other day. And I'm like, and these are people that you would know. And I'm not going to mention names because, I mean, unfortunately, there are big names in Flat Earth that don't really talk to their family. They just have it on YouTube or their website and whatever else they do. And it's a reputation thing, but yeah, you gotta protect your reputation if you got a good job and whatever you got going on for yourself, because Flat Earth can tear it down. And the trolls.
I just want to add something, right? My family know that I'm a flat earther, but actually yesterday I sent a load of videos to them for similar sort of thing, right? That they can look, so that they can browse it in their own time, and then obviously see what happens. And I'm waiting with bated breath to see what happens, because I know they will turn. They've got to, because we all did.
Oh yeah, in time. Hold on, my daughter came in. Let me pause this.
Yeah, his daughter's in space too. Everybody's muted.
I have to go make a little snack-a-ma-joo. So I'll be back if you still want me on here, Karen. I'm just kind of hanging out with you guys really at this point. I have no more to share. That's what I wanted to bring to the table before I showed it. I always come here to bring stuff to the table before I show it on my channel. And I love it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, we have been going for nearly 3 hours. It might be a good time to kind of end the hangout, really.
All right. Shout out to the chat. Mia, Lee, Marilyn, a few names I can't pronounce.
Midihc. Midihc. Haha.
Dankeschön.
Mia's investigatives Zimmer.
Mia's there as well. Mia's there. Osha.
Lee. Siddy. Roxanne Glenn was in the house.
Roxanne.
Jimbo.
Yeah,
Jimbo's been in tonight.
Yeah, Jimbo's there.
Charlotte the
Jimbo.
Fantastic. She says hi, everyone.
Anyway, you know us. We always say goodbye. We say goodbye off air. So, we say goodbye on air right now. There's musicable there, and some of the names are quite difficult to. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, Joey's sitting there. Thank you so much, Joey. Thank you so much, Horry. Thank you so much, Kosta, Astral, Flat Earth Dude. Mwah! To everybody.
All right. Thank
Back
you,
on
Joey,
Thursday.
Horry.
Karen,
Kosta.
See y'all later. I see everybody in the chat saying love the Horry. Hey, thank you guys. Too many names. Just love you all. I'm gonna go back and address anybody, but thanks Karen and Joey and everybody who makes this happen. Love coming here.
Yeah, cheers,
Thank you.
cheers, Horry, and thanks to all.
Love you too, Horry. It's always great to have you on.
And remember,
Thank you again, everybody.
Yeah, it
Sorry,
was
Astral.
awesome.
Go on.
subscribe, and spread the word.
Sub.
Yeah, let's make this big.
Sub and share. That's right. Sub and share on your page, on your Flat Earth group. If you like this talk, if you like anybody talking, do your part. This helps us all grow. It helps us reach more people, and it helps us rank our videos better in the YouTube channels. That's the most important thing. It helps our rankings. Marketing 101. And if you don't know internet marketing, I mean, we need more subs when we put out a video so it can get seen. So hit the button,
Hit the love.
Can I just say,
Hit the love
can I just
button.
ask you, Horry, are you keeping in touch with this person, by the way, this nice lady?
I could, yeah. I could totally get in touch.
Yeah, we'll get her on the ladies' night. She would be great.
Yeah. Maybe I'll throw her $10 or something. Or maybe I won't and see what she says. Because I mean, you don't know. People are busy, but
Right.
we'll see what happens.
Could be interesting, man. Very interesting, actually. Different.
I'm gonna make sure that she wasn't totally putting on an act, because she is presenting some sort of spokesperson gig. But dude, she was asked to present like just a 5-minute, like 3 to 5 minute video or something, and she went 7 minutes. And look at her, like I don't even think I could have wrote a script. That she didn't read a script. She was. I think it was real. So that's the beauty of it. But she does do like video work. But I'm gonna screen it and make sure that she's really legit. And I'm 100% sure she is. But if she wants to be on like a ladies' night thing, is that what you want to do, Karen?
Oh yeah, Flat Earth do thought that it was a nice idea, but she seems a nice lady who's done loads of homework. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll ask her about it.
Well, she's new to Flat Earth, so I think it would be good.
Good perspective.
Good perspective, exactly. You got a brand new girl coming into it.
Fired up.
She's fired up, and she can learn a lot hanging out with you ladies that already are aces, heroes.
Right.
And, she can spread the word to some more ladies. I like it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm coming on
I have a quick question before. I have a quick question before you guys go, Karen. I wanted to ask this earlier, but then I got tied up with my daughter. But a lot of people ask about Rahu and Ketu. I'm sure you guys have heard about it, right? That Rahu and Ketu are supposedly invisible planets. I did my research, and I'm going to do a show on it in a few days, a really good, thorough one. But the answer is no. Rahu and Ketu are not invisible planets. There, if you substitute Rahu and Ketu for X or Y or A and B, then you can do this. Rahu and Ketu, are they planets? No. Rahu is the north node. Ketu is the south node of the moon's eclipse points. They're 180 degrees apart from each other. They're always going in a retrograde motion. So a lot of people think, oh, is it an invisible planet? They were just marker points on the moon. They're 180 degrees apart to know where it's at in its ecliptical points. But I wanted to talk about that in the show, but I figured I'd just throw it out there for the internet hive mind to munch up on and see what they think. But I've been geeking out on that for a few years now.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a good. That's an interesting thing you bring to the table, Joey. I have to look at it and wrap my head around it, and that's the worst thing for me. Orbital mechanics is where I kind of fall off with the flat Earth, so I may not ever get around to it. But that is definitely something we should all look into, because you can Rahu and Ketu all you want, and if that's just as simple as it gets, there you go. Yeah.
It's like the retrograde of Mercury. That's kind of what got me into flat Earth in the first place. It makes an S on the globe model, and on a geocentric model, it does its normal orbit. So we look into these things. There's geeks out there that look into this stuff, that different avenues.
Yeah, man, that's great, because man, I haven't looked much into the planets and the retrogrades, and that's where I'm like, oh, my head hurts. But I look into so many other things. This mostly what does it for me is the ground level, long distance viewing tests and NASA's fakery, and there's no, the covered up experiments, Michelson Morley, Michelson Gale. the explanation for gravity with the Cavendish experiment, the guy in a woodshed. Come on, man.
Tweaker in a woodshed.
Jeez, Mason. Jeez. Was he a Mason? Was Cavendish a Mason? I think he was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He
didn't talk to anybody face to face. It's weird. Come
People
on.
on their deathbed confessing stuff at the last minute. Oh, come on. Look at the history. That's what I look at. That's, everything adds up. Took 8 months. Took 10 hours a day for me. I was skeptical, real skeptical. I could have totally went against the flat earth and been making fun of you guys. Huh? But I did my research. I'm not Vsauce. You heard me? I could be Vsauce. I could be Tosh.0. I hope you see that. I could do some.
You are the Horry Sheet Show.
I'm the Horry Sheet. I could totally sell out and make a whole lot more subs and money. But I'm a truther, man. I'm real.
I went and I was doing some research for a friend. She runs a hair salon and whatever. And she wanted to maybe do like a live stream thing. And I go, oh, well, I'll see if there's any out there. And I found this one lady that cuts hair. She's got 1.5 million subs, man. Yeah. I was like, damn.
There you go.
Cutting hair, man.
Never know what's going to blow you up.
It's crazy.
Well, that's another thing, too, is, for the future, it's kind of late on this show, but whenever you're watching Karen's show or anybody else's show, share it live while they're talking and give it a title and share it in all your favorite Facebook or whatever groups, because it's about audience. It really is about audience. And we all are communing in this way, but we're trying to branch out, right? So share it while it's live. Share it afterwards too is good, but share it while it's live.
Maybe, sorry to butt in there, Joey, but what you said, Horry, about the hairdresser, maybe we should all go to the hairdresser and get like flat tops.
I want a flat top because
you already got one, man. You're already ahead of us, Astral.
Love it, guys. Great show, Karen. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Karen.
It's all to do with you guys.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Flat Earth Heroes.
Thank you so much.
Horry Sheets, all the people in the chat. Right on, you guys. Flat Earth Unity 2018, Year of Truth and Peace. We're winning together.
I would like to say we're flatter now than we were at the start of this hangout. Peace and love, everybody.
Yay. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Oh, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are.
And goodbye.